Hi, Diamond Dave for Desert Wholesale Diamond in Scottsdale. 33 years ago, I started a simple import and wholesale office. Why? Because my dad had a great offer to sell his 22-store chain to the big guys, and I wasn't going to stay on once I saw their crazy overhead and markups. Since we had the best diamond connections in the world, and at 26, I already had 13 years experience, I started at age 13 part-time for my dad and a GI certificate. I knew I could do better for my clients. Why does any of that matter to you? Because I'm the only guy with this kind of history, these kinds of diamond connections, in-house design and manufacturing that will sell directly to you at true wholesale prices. I know the insane markups of the big boxes, high-end stores, and mall jewelers, and I can offer you something different. By appointment, private diamond buying in our offices for less. A lot less.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave, KANTOR.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty. 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, suffering massive, major deja vu from a year ago.
Oh, boy.
It's been talked about to death all day long. I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit. We'll let you guys have your say, but I think the only thing to do right now is look forward to the future and everything that needs to be done, which is everything. Many things need to be done. You name it, got to happen. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. I want to start with something else a bit more interesting. The news just broke a little bit ago that the group led by the Josh Harris consortium, conglomeration, club. I don't know what they're calling this, but they have finalized a deal to buy the Commandos. But here's the thing. I thought we already knew that. I thought he'd already had the conversation. So none of this even matters. What is breaking news until the NFL says, oh, yeah, Josh Harris has his money. He's good.
Well, yeah, but this is the official agreement between Josh Harris and Dan Snyder. The agreement that was signed before was basically an open agreement, which is if somebody was able to match or surpass what Josh Harris bid, Dan Snyder could choose to sell to them. Mm-hmm. And so, there was a couple other people still kind of floating in the wind saying that they could do it. And of course, there was always the long shot possibility and nightmare scenario for me that Dan Snyder changed his mind and decided not to sell the team after all.
Do you feel like your team is really worth $6.05 billion?
Yes.
Because do you really?
Yes, because
I feel like my team might be worth $6 billion. I don't know about your team.
It's not. And the reason why
is your team worth more than my team?
It's the history of the team. And the history of the team comes with a gigantic fan base that is a sleeping giant of a fan base because they have been run into the ground by one guy for a quarter of a century. But the fact of the matter is it's a team that has 3 Super Bowls. It's in a region of the world that's incredibly passionate about that team. And the money that they have to spend, they've been itching to spend it. I mean, we heard the report about when they sold or when they announced that they were going to sell the team, the amount of suites that sold out immediately at FedEx Field, just because Dan might not own the team anymore. The people are itching to go out there and spend money. They're itching to go out there and fill the seats and fill the stadiums and buy the merch. It just hasn't had the passion there. That's all that it is. And if the right person comes in and runs it and turns the team into not even a winner, just a team that goes to the playoffs, you will have value. You'll make your money back.
You will have value, but that should not add to the value that they are currently stating it as now. $6.05 billion. Your team right now, I don't think is worth that.
Okay,
You're
well-
saying if the right person comes in, if this person comes in and does these things and this happens and that happens, this other thing happens,
Yeah.
then it's worth it. It ain't worth it until the work has been done. Ain't not
That's-
a damn thing been done on
that-
this.
that-
You want to talk about history,
Yeah, 'cause it's a brand.
History is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't know. Your stadium is garbage.
Right.
Your team ain't done nothing lately. But then I'll agree with you. That shouldn't apply to the value other than the fact that, that can be fixed. You can go from good to bad to good as fast as you can. So that maybe shouldn't be about the value of a team. I say your current situation with your fans, not, well, gee, maybe they'll come back.
No, they're
The
there.
hope that I know, but they're not there now.
They will be.
Did you sell out a game last year?
No, but you know why?
So that's what I'm saying. They're not there right now. So if you want to talking about the value of the team, I'm sorry, I just don't see this as more valuable than anybody. The Cardinals sell out about every damn game, and that team it goes from good to horrible. I think the Cardinals are worth more than the Commanders.
Let me just.
I think the Cardinals are worth $38.12 right now.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
probably not your best example. But
No.
hold on, let me do the math on what that is.
Yeah.
Let me just say something real quick though. Part of the reason why Washington can't sell out is that fans decided like 5 or 6 years ago, we're not going to these games. They're not going to spend the money with that owner.
That's a valuable franchise.
So yes, because it's they boycotted. They boycotted the owner.
Assuming these invisible people in the background.
Okay, I'm telling
you, going to pay $6 billion for hopefuls?
I'm not,
maybe
no. And if
save the dates.
All right, can I actually finish the sentence? Are you gonna
dates?
Yes.
I'm going
They're
to
not
the damn
no,
show
the-
I've been doing for since
no.
before you, Keon. So go ahead, continue.
Correct. I'm just saying, like, we're having a conversation. I'm trying to talk. You're asking me questions, but you're not letting me answer them. I'm just saying they're not hopefuls. The people are literally there, and like that's the thing is I'm not the one valuing them there that way. It's not just my opinion. It's not just Keon thinks the Commanders are worth this. They are valued at around that every year when Forbes puts out that list. If it doesn't mean anything to you, that's cool. But I'm saying that's what the value of the team has been forever because everybody knows that the fans are there.
Before your dirtbag owner decided to screw things up big time, they were saying this team is worth $6 billion. I don't remember seeing anything before they decided to put up the $6 billion. Is a matter of everybody wants to own a team, and this is what the price got jacked up to. I don't think this is an actual valuation of
know
this team.
The last time I read the Forbes thing, that was like 2 or 3 years ago. It was like 5.85 billion then. So no, I don't think so.
So who is? Do you have a list? I want to know where all the other teams listed on that list. You know what I'm saying?
Washington
was
near the top, but I will find the because Forbes puts it out every year. It's not like just a thing that like people pull out of their backside, like
I feel like they pulled it out of their backside.
Maybe there's a little bit of that, but like the fact of the matter is when people take into account this stuff, they do take into account the region, the fan base, the dollars spent. And yeah, I'm not asking for Josh Harris to go out there and be Robert Kraft. He just has to not be Dan Snyder.
I'm just perplexed by anything where it's like, hey, we're buying potential. That's all this is. They're buying potential.
It isn't. I'm telling you that it's there. And
you know how much more money has to go into this to make it work? You got to fix or get a new stadium. You have to fix or get a new team. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of more money.
Well, you don't have to fix or get a new. You don't have to fix or get a new team.
Well, what I mean is, you've got to pay some real players. You got to, you got to make some improvements in the staff and in the on-field product.
Yeah, and that
you're gonna have to do tons and tons of promotion on this.
The on-field product stuff, like the changeover of staff, that stuff has been happening because I personally believe that they've been planning to sell the team and kind of get out of that situation where the NFL is investigating them for a while. That's why they hired Jason Wright to come in and essentially rework and redo all of that stuff, rebrand the team, all of that stuff, run all of that legwork so that the person who buys it doesn't have to come in and do that. Do they have to get a new stadium? Yes, but they're going to be able to get the tax breaks that Dan never was going to be able to get because DC, Maryland, and/or Virginia will be climbing all over themselves to give their money to the next owner. They came out and said, the politicians, we're not giving money to Dan. It doesn't matter what he asks for. He's not getting a new stadium in any of these areas. And so the next person is going to have that. It's already happening. They're already rewriting the stuff that they did to close Dan out.
So I'm not going to argue on what is this team valued at. I'm going to say this team is not worth more than a bunch of other teams. You know what I'm saying? Because it's market value. If the market will bear that, and that's what it did, okay, guess what? Congratulations, you're worth $6.05 billion. But I guarantee you, other teams are worth more than this. They gotta be.
There are some of them, but every time they put that list out, Washington was in that top 10 grouping of teams. So, what?
No, I know. I'm just sitting here. It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay. I'm just telling you. I am not the one setting the valuation, and this isn't just me. And I obviously have a bias. I'm a Commanders fan. I would love to believe my team is worth X billion dollars. Except that I don't really care. It's not my billions. I don't see it. So whatever. But like the fact is, other people who value teams and know the financial side of that see the value there, and that's what they say it is.
The Cardinals are one of the original members of the National Football League.
A lot of history there.
And so you mean if you're evaluating the Washington Commanders, and I'm not saying you, Keon, I'm just saying if they're deriving a price based upon a history of a franchise, wouldn't you think an original member of the National Football League would be more?
Well, you've had a history.
Isn't Washington one of those?
Well, I mean, I get that, but one of the original franchises of the National Football League.
Because I'm not a Cardinals fan, when I looked at those lists, the Cardinals, I didn't look for the Cardinals in particular, and it's been a while. So I'll pull up one of those Forbes value lists and see where the Cardinals are. They might be up there.
Yeah,
they might be up there.
Yeah, your problem is you guys ain't never won nothing. That's the problem.
I beg to differ. In the 40s, we won a championship.
But again, I'll say I don't feel like the value of your team should depend on that. I think the value of your team should depend on what it is currently. How much money is it making?
Market value.
Yeah, how much money is it making in ticket sales? How much money is it making in TV deals? How much money is it making in concessions? How much money is it making in partnerships? How much money is it making? How much money is it spending? I mean, all the tangibles for right now, to me, sound like they're more important than, about 30 years ago, we won something.
Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying, Jeffrey. But from what I also hear what Keon's saying. I mean, it's the value of the franchise based upon whatever the value is of other franchises like the Washington football team. So I mean, I get what you're saying, Jeffrey. I understand how much money is it making now. I mean, you're buying a business, but I think you're buying more than a business when you're becoming an NFL owner.
You're buying diarrhea coming out of the season.
Well, it could be.
I mean,
that's very true.
Though hopefully not for long. So here's the 2022 NFL valuations from Forbes. I couldn't find the 2023 list. Number one, Dallas Cowboys valued at $8 billion. I think
that actually, you could, even if they're losing all the time, you could tell Jerry Jones knows how to make money there. That thing makes money no matter what. That is worth it. He's
good at running the business. Yeah.
Yeah. So no arguments on that one.
Number two, New England Patriots, $6.4 billion.
That is a long and recent history of a lot of Super Bowls, but I think that value is starting to kind of go.
Well, but they'd have to lose for way longer.
You would think the value started.
It isn't like anybody on that team right now.
Yeah, but that's not how people value your team.
No, I'm just saying they're heading the wrong direction if they want their value to hold up.
And let's see, the Rams here at $6.2 billion.
Rams.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that's part of the, once they move to LA, all of that stuff, you count the that market as what the.
So how many hundreds of thousands of dollars is the Cardinals worth?
Well,
it can't be billions.
Some S&H screen stamps.
Number 4, Giants, $6 billion. Number 5, Bears, $5.8 billion. Number 6, Commanders, $5.6 billion. And then I start going down the list.
We're probably 32. You might turn to the next page.
We got Colts at 22 at $3.8 billion. And then
we're better than 10 other teams.
The Cardinals are 30th.
Yeah.
At $3.27 billion.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
See what I mean? I don't understand why the Cardinals valuation is so low.
Well, that I can actually kind of you've got a long history of losing and not investing the money that was necessary. You've had a short history of sellout games. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's probably a lot of very obvious reasons why the Cardinals are down. Who are the two worst in the Cardinals?
I made a mistake. I started scrolling back up to see some things. Okay, let's see here. Bottom of the league, Cincinnati Bengals at $3 billion at 32.
Bengals.
Wow. And again, this is from 2022. So this was
all right.
Yeah, I think they had lost that Super Bowl, but they hadn't been the Bengals we know now for that long. And then the Lions at 31.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, who's 32?
Yeah, Bengals.
Oh, right. You said that. 888-368-1580. I know, Kiss the Cook. Somebody's cooking the books. Yeah. I mean, it's all just.
But also, like, TV deal stuff is kind of nebulous. Like the TV deal in Washington, because people aren't going to the stadium, the TV deal actually did all right. The radio deal did pretty well. So, like, I don't know. We don't know all the different ways that they have pulling in revenue that's not just tickets. You know what I mean?
Kiss the Cook also says it's a guesstimate value of a team, not the actual value. I bet it's 20% higher than the actual value of the team. I don't know about 20, but if you go by what Keon just read about the Commandos, they were at 5.65 and they just sold for 6.05. Well, that's not 20%, but it's a little bit more. Mr. Pink Eye says, breaking news, Randy White named the new voice of the Phoenix Suns.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I wish that were true, but no.
No, I'm not kidding. I saw the clips of Al McCoy doing his final call, and I can't bring myself to watch him. Yeah, I'm going to live in my own little universe where he's still there. I don't ever listen to the radio call of the Suns anymore anyway, because, you know. But I just want to always think he's still there. That's the way I'm going to leave it. Kind of like when I didn't watch Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. That didn't exist. That movie doesn't happen. It's those other three movies, and that's it. So I'm putting Al McCoy in the same category as Indiana Jones. He's just as big a legend.
You know who I feel bad for? Because it doesn't matter how good he is. The guy that has to follow Al, he's just not going to be Al.
That's a good question. Who's going to follow Al McCoy?
I don't know, but it's going to be some poor guy doing his best, and it's just not going to be Al McCoy.
Hookamati says, I think you can also look at advertising, and the Cowboys have a huge national radio network. I don't think the Cardinals got that. No, Cardinals can barely make it out of Phoenix with theirs. Watermelon says, can someone Google the list? No, Keon did. He got 22. Don't know where 23 is. Beer Bob says, kerfuffle, Keon. Kerfuffle. The hell's kerfuffle?
That came up earlier today.
Okay. It's Patrick says when that stadium on the west side of the valley is sold out, it's only because majority of the other team's fans are there. No,
by the way, the likely successor to Al McCoy, John Bloom.
Who the hell's John Bloom?
He's a guy that began taking over the road duties for Al over the last a year or so.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard him do a call. Pinocchio says, lighten up on the Washington Commandos, Jeffrey, or Keon's going to start shouting again. Yeah, I know. You're never 100% safe from Keon shouting again. Stockton Slap says, currently 500 miles into a 700-mile trip back home to Stockton. Just made my first stop. Thank goodness for big volume plastic bottles. Yeah. Anyways, happy Friday. And Lakers season really lasted longer than the Suns. LMFAO. Have a good one. Oh, that didn't feel good. That didn't feel good at all. All I can hope for is that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson just go nuts. That's all I can hope for. Mr. Pringle says maybe the Suns should trade all their players not named Durant and Booker for Giannis and just play 3-on-5 next season. Yeah, there's going to be some changes. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what changes should happen, what changes you want to happen, and all that sort of thing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they're going. Ishbia he's the wild card, right? Ishbia is the wild card because under normal circumstances, you'd say, well, this person, this for this long, and well, that person, this stat, and this person with this, and it would be a different mindset. But I think he's going to go scorched earth. He's going to instruct James Jones. Guess what? I bought this thing. and I spent a lot of money on this thing. I'll spend even more money on this thing, but this thing's going to be a winner. I really feel like there's going to be some giant moves very soon. I don't think there's going to be a lot of patience from Ishbia on what happens next. And there are things that we have speculated and thought, well, maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that. I think you're going to see a lot of stuff. It's going to be like a flamethrower. And all of a sudden, we're going to be like, did we do too much? It's going to be a lot. We'll talk about that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA tonight, the Miami Heat taking on the New York Knicks in Game 6. Miami up 3-2. They're a 6-point favorite at home in South Florida, minus 245 on the money line, while New York trying to stay alive in this series, plus 200. The over-under sits at 207.5. The Golden State Warriors trying to stay alive in their series, heading to LA to take on the Lakers. Los Angeles, a 3-point home favorite. LA has not lost at home this entire postseason. Minus 152 for the Lakers, plus 128 for Golden State, with an over-under of 219.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Quote based on healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old female with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary. Eligible policies and estate planning tools can vary by state.
It's a busy life. You have enough to worry about. So here's a great way to check life insurance off your list. It's called Ethos. With the thought of medical exams, forms to fill out, and the cost, it's easy to see why life insurance can fall to the bottom of your to-do list. But at Ethos Life, we've got your back. For about $1 a day, you could get $250,000 in term life insurance without a medical exam. Just go online, answer a few health questions, and snap, family protected. You could get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and be covered in hours. No medical exams, no blood tests, no hassle. Right now, with your purchase of an eligible policy from Ethos, you'll get something else important to your family. Tools to create a legal will. A $449 value, yours free. Ethos, the 100% online, hassle-free way to get affordable life insurance. Get your free online quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOS life.com.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
New schedule, new season, new direction. This year, the Cardinals will travel over 25,000 miles. They will do battle against Bears, Browns, Texans, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Eagles, Steelers, and Commanders on the road. They will face the Bengals, Cowboys, Giants, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Falcons, and Ravens at home. Think there won't be drama? When it comes to Arizona Cardinals football, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
I gotta shave my chest.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Last time, Last time you did that, you remember what happened?
Well, I was 16, and we were lifting weights, and my friend's like, "Hey, we should shave our chest, but look more built." I'm like, "I guess we try it." And then football practice, we were so itchy, the coach sent us in. They're like, "Get out of here!" We're like, it burned. And I haven't done that since then, and I've got like a whole Magnum PI thing going on over here.
Oh boy!
And they're like, "Okay, so if you're going to do the stress test here for the cardiologist, and we put you on the treadmill, they're going to have to stick things to you." And if you have a hairy chest, it's coming off. And I'm like, okay, so they're like, from your neck to your belly button, you gotta shave that.
Oh boy.
I don't want to do that.
I suggest you do it the day of.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Day of.
But then it's going to be all like, you first shave, you get all those little red.
Well, but I suggest you do it the day of, and I would suggest you carry some talcum powder with you, so when it starts itching.
I saw like lawsuits about talcum powder on the TV and stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're all going to die anyway, right? So he just put that in there.
Did the commercial stop? Did you hear the commercial stop?
I think so. Are we live right now, Ken?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Oh,
crap.
Sorry.
Just get a wax, says Hook'em Hottie. So much easier. My boyfriend waxes his back. He's Italian. There's so much more information.
But yet it explains everything. Really.
What does it explain? Wow.
But when you wax, though, I mean, it's a bit of a traumatic experience. I mean, they pull that off of there. I mean,
yeah, I think it's funny. I'll do this for the cardiologist, but I would never do this for my wife.
When you get around the nipple area, I'm sure. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I mean, we're talking. Yeah, it's sensitive.
And the girl gleefully said, "I'll shave you." I'm like, no. You seem to like that too much.
Stand back.
Gonna skip on that one.
Yeah, just stand back, miss.
Wilbur says John Bloom is following Mr. McCoy because he's been doing the road games. Okay. Well, is he good? Is he deep voice, high voice? Is he similar? Because sometimes they got guys that sound similar. In fact, remember that Chris Paul State Farm commercial? The guy in that sounds kind of like Al McCoy, the guy who in that commercial in there wearing the long shorts and stuff. Do you not know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
That guy kind of sounds like an Al McCoy sound alike.
Yeah, I don't think John Bloom sounds anything like Al McCoy. From what I understand, he's a native San Franciscan. And he'll bring more passion to the Suns play-by-play.
Off the bio thing.
I am. I'm looking at it right here.
You made it sound like, well, from what I understand. All right.
From the information that I've gathered.
Donnie says, "Happy Friday, boys. I don't know about you guys, but my Thursday night was fantastic. You can kiss every part of my ass, Donnie." Heavy Metal Maniac says, "John Bloom has been doing a lot of game calling on the road. He's very good at it. Doesn't mean he's actually a replacement, but he's been doing it on the radio for a long time. So you think he's good? I haven't heard him.
He's most likely the replacement. It's what I'm seeing here. So
Colts fan Dan says, "Unfortunately, Al McCoy is going the way of Joe Biden. He's going to try to come back and do it for 4 more years." I don't understand this. I don't understand what you're saying, Colts fan Dan. It's Patrick says, "Cardinals can't be worth too much. Bad enough no one wants to play for them, let alone buy this abominational organization."
What do you mean no one? DeAndre Hopkins is no one? That's no one? Larry Fitzgerald, that's no one?
Yeah, Larry got drafted. I don't know if Larry...
Yeah, did he? I'm sorry, did Larry demand it?
Chose here, though.
JJ Watt came here?
After the Packers were too busy.
Sure, it wasn't his first choice, but it was on the list.
Okay, I understand. My team sucks. I understand. I'm going to be the brunt of a lot of abuse. I understand that. But don't come in here with this poor, weak-ass take like no one wants to play for him. You do your research first.
No, there's been a lot of good years for the Cardinals where it was a good play. Arizona is always a good place to come and play. It's good for trying to get free agents for the Suns and for the Cardinals and for anybody else. This is a good place to come and live outside of the 190-degree temperatures of 3 months. People love coming here. A lot of golf, a lot of stuff. There's just tons of stuff to do here. So this is an attractive place to come. Now, the Arizona Cardinals, the ding on them is marginal play on the field, but also wackiness within the ownership. And if I thought that we were past that with your Cardinals, Randy, I thought when Bill Bidwell handed the reins to Michael Bidwell, then back in 2006, you guys were in the Super Bowl. I was like, hey, it seems like everything's going all right. Then you watch the All or Nothing, and Michael Bidwell, hey, he seemed all right. Seemed like a pretty good dude. Hey, these guys seemed, oh, here comes Bruce Arians. Well, that guy knows what he's doing. Everything just seemed like it was heading the right direction. And then now it just seems, I'm not sure. Hopefully, Awesome Fart and Gannon will breathe new life into your situation.
Well, and I've said it before. I'll say it again, and hopefully Mr. Bidwell will back the hell away and let the football guys do it.
On whether he's good guy or bad guy.
I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm saying he's a meddling owner.
All right, good guy, mediocre guy, or bad guy. I'll throw in the mediocre angle there. Like, well, maybe he tried to meddle too much, and now he's going to back off. I just don't know what we have. Does anyone really, truly have a handle on who Michael Bidwell is?
I don't know, but I will say this.
You meant Matt Ishbia, right?
No, I'm talking about Bidwell.
Okay.
No, Ishbia, that's a whole nother thing.
Okay,
he put forth quite the effort to try to get Sean Payton to be the head coach.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So it seems to me he wants to win.
Yes.
He is not one of those owners that shall remain nameless. Winning is an accident for them. Otherwise, it's just a business.
Mr. Kendrick has entered the chat. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Friday. Well, I'm not in a good mood since the Suns got eliminated yesterday. Looked awful in the process. Monty has lost 5 elimination games and has been a head coach by a combined 94 points. That's an average of 18.8 point losses. I'm sick of Monty. Get him out of here. Okay.
It's time for Monty to go, though. It really is.
I know. I just hate when George says it.
Yeah, George is the guy that you don't want him to be right about a firing because he says it for everybody. And if he's right about even one, he never lets it go. He's never going to let it go.
But Keon, I think you and I agree. I mean, Monty needs to go.
Yeah,
there needs to be a change of pace. Look, DeAndre Ayton. I saw the great news that they're shopping, aggressively seeking a trade for DeAndre, and aggressively seeking a trade for Chris Paul. Mm-hmm. And there's still some rumblings out there in the world that Monty might be on the block.
He's such a nice guy. I feel it's kind of like the Frank Reich thing. Nicest guy, but it ain't working. And Monty, great during the regular season, but you can't keep getting in the postseason and having this happen. You can't keep having this happen. And we have observed and noticed and mentioned not too quick on the adjustments during the series. And you could have given him what happened last year at this time as well. These things happen. Well, now you see there's a pattern. Now there's a pattern. Getting knocked out of the finals after being up 2-1. All right, some series go that way. Getting blown out by almost exactly the same score by the Mavericks last year, and you're like, damn. Sometimes these things happen. Yeah, but then the exact same thing happens again. Then you look back. Yeah, those things don't just look like one of those things. Those things start to look like a pattern. I don't know how you could purposely get to this point. So I don't know how they accidentally got to this point.
He said it himself. The team was not prepared to play at this level last night.
There's more than just that. There's more than his platitudes. I mean, is it just it's not coincidental, or is it the fact that there's the formula where Chris Paul gets injured and that puts them in a bad spot where suddenly they're down by 30 in an elimination game? I don't know. Something is just.
But he was healthy for the elimination game last year where they lost.
Yeah, where they got their butts kicked by Luka Donut and the Dallas
He wasn't healthy. He was back after having been hurt. I don't know how healthy I would have put that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if I recall correctly, he got hurt in the Pelican series and he came back in that series and he was really great in some of those games. So I
thought he had been hurt more recently in that series too. Like there was a game he was dinged and we were worried about him.
He might have missed game 1. I'll go back and check. I don't want to just say stuff.
It doesn't even matter because right now we're looking at there is a pattern of for somebody. Okay, so then, all right, who has to go? If I give you the list, stay or go. Okay, Devin Booker,
Stay.
Kevin Durant,
Stay.
DeAndre Ayton,
Go.
Bye.
Chris Paul,
Go.
Bye-bye.
Monty,
Bye-bye.
Go.
I
And
think
and for
everybody
me, when
knows
it,
this.
when it comes to Monty, like you were saying it earlier, and you got to stress, it's just business. It's got nothing to do with Monty as a guy. He is a really good guy, but when you have a trip to the finals, and then every year it gets worse. Actually, you go finals, then you go round 2, game 7 eliminated. Next year, round 2, game 6 eliminated, and it happens in your house for at least the last 2. And by 30 each time, it does look like a pattern that you kind of have to break. And if you just leave it alone, it's not going to fix itself.
I feel like last year was worse than this year, and I'll tell you why. Dallas squeaked into the playoffs by the hair of their chinny chin chin. And Monty should have coached up the Suns to put the Dallas Mavericks away. They had them down, and they could not finish the job. This year, you're going against the number 1 seed and the 2-time back-to-back MVP with a fully realized Denver Nuggets team when your team itself is not fully realized. So I give him some grace for this year, but last year's, in my opinion, last year was unforgivable.
Well, I think more than these elimination games, and some of this is just, things happen when they happen. But the fact that Monty has not demonstrated the ability to make adjustments during games, to make adjustments that are meaningful, when you need it most. He's just kind of sitting there, kind of like, I'm going to let them do their thing. I'm sure it's a nice thought. These are grown men. These are NBA stars. They know what to do. I'm not going to get too much in the middle of this. I'm going to let them, shoot it out, play it out, figure it out. And then by the time you call a timeout, like what I like about Malone there is, man, the minute the Suns would have like a few points of a run, timeout, he would stop that momentum, gather them up and say, hey, what the hell, buddy? But the fact he was able to continually kind of put wedges into their momentum. He didn't save timeouts. He used them when they were necessary. Monty watched a, dear God, about more than 20-0 run just happen without calling a single timeout.
I think the first quarter ended on a 26-2 run. Yeah,
you're right. or just trickled into the next quarter.
Yeah, it was absolutely horrific. And you're just like waiting for him to stop the bleeding. And he didn't.
It was 2 minutes out from the end of the first quarter. My wife is like, why doesn't he call a timeout? I said, oh, he's just waiting for the quarter to end. And they did. I'm like, oh my God, that was a joke.
Yeah, no,
I was making fun of him.
It sounded like a joke. Just like, no, that's not what you actually do.
Did that.
You can't take the timeouts with you to another game. You have to use them in the game that you're in. And if your team's getting their ass kicked, man, you got to call the timeout. Do something. Even if you don't have an adjustment, like cheer somebody up, tell them to get fired up. I don't know what you got to do, but you got to stop the game and do something.
Well, good for Jock Landale, though, because he got 13 points and 5 rebounds. I mean, it really didn't make a damn bit of difference, but at least he was out there continuing to be the consistent version of him that he is. I don't know where he'll be next year, but we should send him a nice bit of thanks. But we also I think they should collect $100,000 from each one of the big money guys on this team and hand that to Al McCoy as an apology for what you did to his final season as the broadcaster for the Phoenix Suns.
I don't think
he's 90 years old, and look what you just pooped on the floor right in front of him for his final game. They're sitting there trying to fill time on the TV broadcast. Well, I don't know what else to say. This team is just giving up. Oh, look, and there's Al McCoy with his final broadcast. He's retiring. What a guy. Boy, this Suns team sucks. It was just so sad in a national broadcast to put your Al McCoy tribute right in the middle of, I don't know, guys, just do something. It was just bad.
What were you going to say, Randy?
I would just, I don't think, first of all, I don't think Al McCoy would take any money from anybody.
Oh, I bet he would.
I don't think he would.
I think he'd smile and say, Shazam!
Second thing is the Suns just they didn't show up. They weren't ready to play. They didn't show up last night. And if you cannot get motivated for a must-win game, shame on you. And it wasn't Devin Booker and it wasn't Kevin Durant, in my opinion. Although I will say this, KD maybe, I don't know if he's sitting back, and that's where that inexperience, that lack of time playing with this team, that's where it comes in. I don't know if he was laying back. He didn't want to take the reins and really step to the front here and try to fire these guys up. But I mean, you had
that's it at all.
You had Devin Booker who was having just a horrible night last night, just a miserable night last night.
I think they kind of did give up. I think that they had seen the writing on the wall in the last game. DeAndre Ayton had his owie excuse, and they're just kind of looking around going, this is just hopeless. This is just kind of, we don't have anybody on the team right now who can really support us. We could go off as much as we want and still lose this game. And I think they kind of got to a point where they're just kind of, and maybe they didn't say it. Maybe they didn't. I think it was just in their subconscious, if not their conscious. They're just kind of like, this is just out of control. That first quarter, they were right there. Well, at least till the end of it. But, you get dejected. You get like, what is the point? This is futile. And we're getting no help from our coach. He is not changing anything. I get no help from this bench. DeAndre's sitting over there in his comfy little street clothes. You're like, well, what's the point of this? What are we doing? And it had to be really kind of depressing for them.
It certainly looked depressing for them. I believe that. Since we're giving shout outs, by the way, one quick one to Campaign. I thought he played his ass off the entire game.
Yeah, he's hit and miss, but yeah, there was no lack of effort from him.
He was going out there on every possession, like they could still get back in it. And unfortunately, most of the team gave up at that point.
Colts fan Dan says, nice guys finished last. And that's got to be about Monty. And I mean, we can be down on this right now, but also take a look at what you would call a good season, a season a lot of NBA teams are probably envious of. And we didn't get blown out in the first round of the playoffs. We went deep into the playoffs. So there's the positives, but then there's we are Phoenix Suns fans, and we have waited for friggin' ever to get back to those finals. You had us at the finals, and we were like, better luck next time, guys. And now a couple more years of just not quite getting to the mountaintop. And yeah, I think we expect more. And I think that Suns fans should be allowed to expect more. I don't feel like we're ungrateful. I don't think that we are negative towards Monty in a personal way. We're just looking at the results. We're looking at what is in front of us. And I think we need to do better. And we need something better. I mean, is that ungrateful?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. It's just the nature of the game is that if you're not making it to the conference finals, you're not really truly a contender. And I think Suns fans, based on what they saw early on, believed that they had a contender, and the moves that they made led them to believe that they had a contender. So they expected that. And I don't think that that's wrong to expect that, given what this team has and the way that it was put together.
All right, we have to take a break. We'll get back to the text line. Let you guys have your say. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Today on Hey Culligan's Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener. Here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you. So your water stays soft, and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hello, and thanks for listening. We strive to bring you the best programming available, and we have some exciting new shows coming for you later, like Haircuts of the NBA, Sunrise with KD, and Who Wants to Buy My Colts Tickets? Be listening for them. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. More not great news. We're back 3 games now, Randy.
Yeah, well,
I know. Still over 500 though. So
yeah.
It just feels like a disaster week for the Phoenix
Sports scene.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Cardinals didn't do anything. They were just they
Yeah,
just got
why
their-
didn't they do
their
anything?
They just got their schedule released. I mean, they're not in season right now. I mean, they can't screw anything up. The Coyotes, they're off.
Randy, are you up for doing the schedule thing we do every year? Are you up for that today? Because I have mine ready. I've got the schedule and the wins, losses already sort of calculated out. We always do that this time of year.
We do it, and I do my 17-0. My typical 17-0.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, of course I can do that. Of course
Is
I
your
can.
heart
I can
do it. Is what I'm asking.
Of course it is. Yes, I can do it.
King of Kenton's text in says, "Who you got tonight, Keon? L.A. at Phoenix." What? Oh, the Sparks Mercury game.
Oh,
Randy, you and I could just walk off right now and let them talk girls basketball because we don't know anything about it. Go get ourselves a drink.
Oh man, I don't even know.
It's just
honestly.
a preseason game.
You
knew
I thought it was
preseason,
opening
right?
night. Tonight's not opening night.
It says their only preseason game.
Oh, never mind.
No, then that's probably.
I'll take this.
I'm not going to make a preseason pick on
King
in
of
any
Kittens,
sport.
Phoenix Mercury, all day, every day. They're the best that ever was, ever will be. Phoenix Mercury. And their coach, you know who, and their star players. Brittany Griner's in there, right?
She is in there.
Brittany
Yeah.
Griner is in
That's
there.
Is she a star?
I think Meghan Markle actually plays for the game.
Meghan
I
Markle
don't
and
think she
and
does.
Sue Bird and
Yeah.
Jill Biden.
There we
and,
go. There we go. There it is. Yep.
Melania Trump. I'm pretty sure that's the starting lineup
starting
for
lineup.
the Phoenix Mercuries.
Okay, to be fair, I do actually feel like I have to see that collection of people play basketball. What would that even look like?
It's championship ball.
Very
What are you talking
sad.
about?
I mean, Griner would just take right over, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's championship
Sue
ball.
Bird, does she play golf? I don't remember. Did I
No,
get
she
that one
played.
right?
She's retired.
She's retired, but she did play in the WNBA. Yeah,
Did she play for Mercury?
No,
No,
she played in
okay.
Seattle.
Yeah. She's in commercials now with Steph Curry, I guess.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. Talking about her championship rings.
She's got to get back to basketball. She can't act. Neither can Curry, but for that matter, he can't act either. So, all right. Well, here's a better one.
Just here to collect my check. That's all.
Yeah. Is there anybody else you can name from the Mercury without looking?
Yeah.
Agnes Swanson.
Diana Taurasi.
Oh, yeah.
Agnes Swanson. Epic.
Yeah.
Epic.
She's a shooting guard out of a little known school back east.
Yeah. Well, he also asked about the Warriors Lakers. We'll talk about that in a second, King Kids. Just hold your horsies. Pinocchio says, can't wait till Sunday, game 7, Boston Garden, Sixers going down. Beer me, Randy. We're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about all the games that are upcoming this weekend. And I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to hearing what Keon says about Sixers and Celtics, because nothing makes sense in that series. Everything is upside down.
You're telling me.
We're going to let you sort that out a little bit later. Heavy Metal Maniacs says, let's see here. Gentlemen, I'll ask you the same question I asked earlier. What are you guys doing? When are you coming to a Diamondback game and buy a beer from me? That way I get to meet you guys that one day.
Now I just found out from Miss Kim. Miss Kim has contact, so I might be coming to a Diamondbacks game here fairly soon. So Heavy Metal Maniac, you stay tuned. I'll let you know when I'm going to be going to Banquet Ballpark.
Do we have to sit in a certain area?
It doesn't matter. I'll go to him. Doesn't matter. I'll look for vendor number 69, right?
Yeah. Heavy Metal Maniac, if I go to the park, you tell me where you're at. As long as I'm allowed to walk across the field and just cut across so I don't have to walk so far, I'll come buy a beer from you.
They're not going to let you do that.
But I'm Jeffrey O'Brien.
You know who I am.
I'm Liz Habib. Come on.
I'm Jeffrey O'Brien.
Kraken Jack says, what about the Bucks ex-coach, Arizona native, Budenholzer? Is that Budenholzer?
Here's the thing: if we're gonna speculate here, I'll be honest with you. Budenholzer, to me, is just a quicker thinking Monty. I'd rather have a Nick Nurse.
I want. Oh, well, I forgot his name.
Drew a blank, did you?
Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just go with Nick Nurse because I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. That Nick Nurse is more my guy because I've seen him, the way he operates in the postseason, and of course the fact that he has that championship pedigree too. If that's what you want to put up against Mike Budenholzer and say, well, this guy's a champ, so is Nick Nurse. And I think that Nick Nurse, known for being sort of quick thinking on his feet, knowing in the situation, all right, this is the adjustment that I'd like to make.
Not so quick thinking when they fired him. Like,
which is weird because they feel like he should have saw it coming. He was the one that was thinking out loud about, well, maybe I wouldn't like to be here. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I think Nick Nurse is a really good example of a guy that might be an improvement. I don't like the way that Mike Budenholzer just, once he's decided and dug his heels in that something is his plan, that's his plan. Oh, Jimmy Butler's lighting us up every single game. I'll never double team him because that's not part of the plan. I just didn't like that.
Kraken Jack also says Monty should have been fired last night immediately after the game. 2 years in a row blown out at home in an elimination game. Coach has to take a good amount of that blame. And I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will readily be the first to say, you know what, that is on me. He's a good man. He's a man of honor and integrity. And I love the guy, but I think he'd be the first person to feel bad about this. Average Joe says Suns will cut CP3. Nobody's touching that contract, but they have about a month to cut him and save almost half his salary next year and all of it a year after that. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be doing the smart business things, but if they can get something for something, they'll try. But you're probably right. Nobody's going to pick up Chris Paul. They're going to have to cut him.
Yeah, they're probably going to have to cut him. I mean, shop him anyway. See if you can get something. But in all likelihood, they're going to have to release him.
It's Patrick says, remember, new broom sweeps clean. The Suns will clean house, and we will all see the new changes in about 5 or 6 months. I don't know, guys, with Ishbia, I think you might see some changes here in the next couple of weeks, days,
I think
hours.
more like days. I read his statement, Matt Ishby. I follow him on Twitter, and I read his statement on it. He was talking about, how thankful he is that the community made him feel so welcome and his family welcome, and how exciting it was to be a part of this the last few months. But the goal is the goal, and the goal is to win championships. Understanding we're not going to win championships every year, but that's the goal every year, is to win championships. So I have a feeling if you're kind of reading the lines there, there's some big changes coming quickly.
Well,
very
there's also
quickly.
the part at the end where he asked if anybody has some cardboard boxes for Monty. I thought that was kind of
I
a
missed
dead damn
that.
giveaway.
I'm sorry. I missed that.
Beer Bob says it was a real shame how they went out last night. Crowd was into the game right until halftime. It was the only home court advantage they had. It was hard to beat McNuggets and the refs at the same time. Now, I'm not going to give you the refs comment. The refs were not a part of that last night. The refs have behaved this entire series. No, they weren't up against the refs.
No.
You're not going to like every single call, but maybe there was a bad call somewhere in there. But for the most part, no, this was good officiating this time.
All of the series available, I actually thought the Suns Nuggets series was the best officiated of the bunch. And I think they're all being pretty well officiated for the most part.
Beer Bob clarifies. He says, seems like every time they were going up and down the court, the Suns were complaining to the refs about a non-call for them. I see what you're saying, Beer Bob. Yeah. So, again, you get to a point where things are desperate and not looking good. You're doing anything and everything you can. And sometimes that just includes griping at the refs. It's just frustration, I guess. Big George says there's no excuse for the team not being prepared. I don't agree with that whole prepared thing. I just don't think they were capable. I think they had a plan, and the Nuggets all performed at a high level, and the Suns didn't. It was performance, not plan. It was execution, not thought process, and I'm not trying to get Monty off the hook, because what happens is when you have a plan and the players are not executing, you have to make changes, shake things up, bring a guy out, put your arm around, say something to him, get the other guy out there, try to find a spark, not just let the same guys muddle through and find yourself all the way at the bottom of a canyon. It wasn't a hole. It was a canyon by the time the plays even stopped. It was bad. But I don't know if I can give you prepared, but he says that's on the coach for not getting them ready, and the players. It is the playoffs. Many teams have come back from being down 3-2. They were playing yesterday like it was the last game of regular season, and they were already eliminated from the playoffs. No excuse for that.
Yeah, they had no life last night. Didn't seem like to me. I mean, KD looked like his normal self. What he put
Kevin
up?
Durant played like his normal self.
What is like 20, 25?
Later,
27?
but who played most like their normal self? DeAndre Ayton.
Well,
he was as effective last
Yeah,
night as he has been
absolutely.
the entire series.
Absolutely.
Raven Kid says #fire Monty. Woo! Why are you so happy about firing Monty?
I'm not thrilled about it. I think you have to, but it's not because I think it's fun.
Boomer Sooner says Monty has to go. Sorry, Monty. And Silly Wabbit says, I actually was very concerned when they let Cam Johnson go in that trade. Can't believe they had to include him as well. I don't think Cam Johnson would have made a huge difference in the series.
No.
Oh, he does, though. He might have. He might have been
No.
a spark. He was always a spark player.
But you don't have Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant and Booker.
He's saying if we could have got that done that way.
Oh, I
Well,
see. Okay.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Doesn't matter now. All right, guys. Hour 1 is done. Hour 2 is next. Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
What should we do with the broke propeller? What should we do with the broke propeller? Don't look at me, I wasn't driving. Thank you, you're not helping. I don't even know why you bought this boat. You told me that you loved this boat. That was before you wrecked the boat. Well, now you've made it awkward.
Accidents don't just happen in sea shanties, so Progressive Boat Insurance has you covered. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you can save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms and not available for all boats or in all situations.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I've finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve. 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Going to go ahead and clean up what's left on the text line here. Historian says, historically speaking, Sandoz Labs began manufacturing LSD back in 1938 today.
Sandoz
still
Labs?
make it? Yeah, Sandoz. Wonder what they used to think it was good for.
LSD?
Yeah. I mean, because everything had a medicinal purpose, or like you used to put cocaine in Coca-Cola. That's why they called it Coca-Cola.
Didn't they use LSD for patients that were bipolar?
I think they used it just for fun back then. I don't know. I don't remember the history of LSD, but I know that cocaine was thought to have really good medicinal purposes, and they put it in Coca-Cola. It was sold as a health drink. I'm not making this up. And then after a while, they were like, oh man, cocaine, maybe not so good for a soda. And they took it out, but they kept the name Coca-Cola. LSD, I don't know. My only thoughts on LSD was like old Timothy Leary back in the 60s and 70s when he was trying to say, this is the best stuff ever. You should all try it. But I didn't know it was even made back in 1938.
It was used in the treatment of anxiety, depression, and schizophrenia.
I feel like it could cause a lot of those.
I'm just, I'm just reading the history of it.
It probably in the same way that cocaine would cause a lot of the things that they thought it would help you with. The thing I found on the Google was that the main intention was to obtain a respiratory and circulatory stimulant, like it would kickstart people.
Cocaine or LSD?
LSD.
Oh,
that's what they thought it was going to do, and then it had.
So the good news is
wild effects.
You're going to breathe better. You're going to be more alert. But there's going to be alligators coming out of the walls and spiders crawling out of your eyes.
Alligators coming out of the walls.
Yeah. It's just, nothing to worry about.
That elephant on your car is not really there.
Sure. I don't think I'd probably fill that prescription. Tron Slater says Mercury play tonight. I heard they got blown out, and now my spinny wheel of thinking is happening, so I can't finish his sentence.
Got blown out.
How could they get blown out? The season hasn't been. He says Mercury play tonight. I thought they got blown out by the Nuggets last night. Honey, shut up. Heavy Metal Maniac says it's what I do. Don't forget to bring your credit cards because that's all the ballpark takes for food and beverage. I can't hand you cash for a beer anymore.
Credit cards?
Huh. Yeah. So you gotta just swipe, or is it swipe or tap? You have the tap thing because it always feels a little bit sexual if I got to swipe a guy. If I just tap a guy, it's just like.
See, but to me,
like
that's
you're getting his attention. Just
to me, if you're tapping a guy, I mean,
I didn't say I'm gonna tap that.
I'd tap that. See what I'm saying?
You're probably right.
Hey, Heavy Metal Maniac, I'll tap that.
I think I'll just bring some water. We're good. Blissful A says Suns in 4. Yeah, he's so funny. Kiss the Cook says, he thought he liked my Liz Rehab Habib callback there. It's Patrick says, we all know the WNBA is unwatchable basketball. Well, not for everybody. Not for everybody.
I mean, Jeffrey and I just
more watchable than the Suns last.
Yeah, Jeffrey and I don't choose to watch it, but I think it's a pretty good brand of basketball. I mean, it's growing.
There are groups of people who watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. I think that, one of the cool things to see over time with the sport is as the number of people are playing it in college increases, the women's game, that the pros game is better. And that once we started shooting threes in basketball to this degree, you can question whether or not that's helped the NBA. I think it's helped the WNBA a lot because
tell you what,
once the spacing is there, then you end up with a lot of strategy that's really cool to see.
Wait, what's that gal's name? She plays Sabrina. Sabrina
Ionescu.
Oh yeah, we could have used her on the Suns. By golly,
she's lethal from three.
Oh yeah, she hits long range and she also moves the ball around. She's an excellent passer. Sabrina Iacoca. I think her dad ran Chrysler for a while.
Right,
yeah.
I tracked.
Maybe that was granddad. Yeah, could be.
Historian says, Coke was colored green when it first came out. Was it? I thought that was just the bottles were green. Really? I believe you. I'm not going to tell you wrong. Big George says LSD, the drug, or LSD as we know it in Chicago, Lake Superior or Lakeshore Drive. Let's see. Mr. Wilbur says, hey, far out, man. Aaron Rodgers and I are sitting around taking on some new mushrooms, man. Thank you for that completely unsolicited weirdness.
Who was that?
Wilbur. Heavy Metal Maniac says, if you'd like to tip cash, you can do that because I can take cash myself. It just doesn't go to the ballpark. And then I'll ask you to tap one of the options on the screen. I don't actually ask for the tip, though. Of course you don't.
He wants to be double tapped.
It says debit or credit card. Your hand, you hand it to me. I'll tap it for you. Ooh. And then I'll say, oh, yeah, then it'll ask if you want to give a tip or not. It's kind of a, I'm going to tell you, the tipping Heavy Metal Maniac makes 100 million%. Absolutely. Tip the man. He's out there busting his ass, performing his service, selling you some beverages. Tip the man. Look at the lady who brings you your food to your table, takes care of business there for you. You tip that girl or a guy, or even if there's a group tip for thing, you got a busboy out there, you tip that jar. You tip the jar. But I ain't tipping the drive-through. If I go through a drive-through to pick up food, I ain't tipping. Because when did that? I don't think that's right. And then today, got some Subway. I got myself a foot-long cold cut combo. And
hey, there you go.
Got up to the thing there, it paid, and then there was that tip screen.
No,
I'm like, what? I just walked through a line. You made the food and handed it to me. Like to me, that's the same as fast food.
I think it is exactly the same as fast food.
The guy was cool though. The guy did deserve a tip, but in general, I ain't tipping. I'm not. That's for that. No, I don't know. It's always been a weird thing for me that if I pick it up at the counter Why am I tipping? Well, the guy's in the back and the guy's over here. Okay.
Don't you pay them?
Right.
Though? Like the server's not making as much. Like that I understand. If the guy behind the counter is making the sandwich, don't you pay him to do that? But he's not living on tips, right?
And this gets worse. I saw this. So now there's self-checkouts asking for tips.
Okay.
Grocery stores.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
I'm actually exasperated now. I'm already tired.
Yeah, there's some people who've come up against those prompts. So somebody bought a $6 bottle of water at a self-checkout kiosk at the Newark airport, and they're like, do you want to leave a 10% or 20% tip? I just grabbed the bottle and I'm self-checking. Who am I tipping? No. And it's emotional blackmail for some people because we all want to make sure we're good people and tip where it's necessary, where it means something. So when a tip thing comes up, our first is, oh God, if I say no, I'm going to look like a dirtbag, you know? And how about this, Heavy Metal Maniac? A baseball fan grabbed a beer from the self-service fridge at Petco Park in San Diego and then asked him to leave a tip. And he said he was confused. He's like, where's this money going to? But he was so confused, like flustered, he still left a 20% tip. It just doesn't seem right.
What?
Yeah. Self-service.
Yeah.
Tip me.
Yeah.
I did the service.
Yeah, that's what the
They
point of
should
it
tip
is.
me. Give me a discount for doing this my damn self. A lot of organizations say the money does go to the employees and in kind of like a pool or something like that. But come on, man. I'm not tipping at the McDonald's drive-thru. I shouldn't have to tip at the Subway. I shouldn't have to tip if I'm doing things myself. Tip is for service.
Yeah,
not for you just doing your job and making a thing that I'm buying.
The self-checkout thing is so weird to me. I got the groceries. I put them in the cart. I took them to the checkout. I checked them out. And then I paid.
Yeah.
Where in there is the tip?
Used to be if you're checking groceries, you were getting paid in benefits. You know, I wasn't trained on this.
I don't know how to tell you guys this, but if you'll check your phones, I just texted you. I need a tip for being on the show today.
Hey, Randy, I'll give you the whole thing. 888-368-1580.
Not just the tip.
Just made everybody uncomfortable. Wilbur says, even the garbage truck driver was sitting outside my house, revving his engine, hoping I'd come out and give him a $5 or a $10 bill. I don't think that's what he was doing out there. Fighting Wampa says, I was just getting ready to send you guys a text. As I hit send, a little window popped up and asked me if I wanted to leave a tip. What the hell? Hey, if you think we're not getting in on it, you're crazy. Radio Ron was in there tinkering with the equipment earlier. I'll tell you what. Big George says, I agree with Jeffrey 100%. Don't tip in the drive-thru. Don't tip fast food places. Before you know it, radio personalities want to tip.
Big George.
Be nice.
Big George, check your phone. I just sent you a text. I'd like a tip.
You know what, though, Randy? They've always given us nice gifts and tips.
That's
true.
true.
All those bottles of whiskey and all the times people have brought us food and done stuff.
Stand by.
What?
What whiskey did I get? I'm sorry.
The whiskey I've shared with you.
Oh.
It's got my name on it. It's mine.
Okay.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, thanks for that, Jeffrey, because a lot of people do not tip. Good thing we get a little commission, though, on our sales. I'm glad to hear that, Heavy Metal Maniac. Always makes me a little bit crazy when I see somebody not tip the beer guy at a game or something, you know. I need correct change. You need to stay home.
So, Heavy Metal Maniac, let me ask you, is that guy that tosses the peanut bags, has he been banned yet? Because I know they were talking about getting rid of that guy.
Why?
Because people were getting hit by the peanut bags and it was dangerous. And so somebody said that he wasn't going to be out there anymore. Is that cat still out there?
That'd make me sad if that
guy used to pass him behind his back and sometimes
he
through
was
the
awesome.
legs. Yeah. You know, do the hook shot sometimes. He was great. And he was accurate.
Fish Tank says, weird pet peeve is when you tap the card at a store and ask for your pen. Isn't the whole point that it's contactless? You shouldn't have to put in a pen if you're tapping there.
Right.
No, you're right, Fish Tank. The Tom says, gents, don't forget those Mexican restaurant reservations. If your mom's living near you or call, have a safe Mother's Day weekend. Yeah, it's Mother's Day weekend. Yeah. Are you guys all, well, sorry, Randy. I mean, I know you're, oh boy, I shouldn't have asked Randy. I should have known better.
Yeah.
Can we just not do this, Randy? Can we not do the sad music thing right now?
Keon, is your mom still alive?
She is.
Are you doing something special for her on Mother's Day?
I've got some roses headed her way.
Jeffrey, what about you?
Yeah, actually, I was early. I make sure.
Oh, really?
I want to make sure she gets my stuff before my other siblings. So she got hers yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do nice things for Kim?
Oh yeah, for Kim. Yeah.
There's a mom living in your house. You should concentrate on that.
Hey
instead
man,
of
I'm
being
gonna get a dozen yellow roses for my mother-in-law, and Sunday I'll bring those over to her. We're going to have dinner with Kim's family. But
so could we just cut the
my family won't get together because
okay.
yeah, my mom's dead.
Your mom's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. So is my dad, by the way. So when it comes Father's Day, I don't want to
We're
hear
not
the crap.
bringing it up.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not bringing it up.
Yeah.
Not even gonna think about it. Not
My
talking
dad's
about
dead
it.
too. Yeah.
So Keon's too.
Grandparents' Day. I don't want to hear about that either.
Who has grandparents anymore?
Oh, they.
Got any grandparents, Keon?
My grandmothers.
And there you go.
Oh wow, you're lucky.
And just like acid in the wound.
Thanks a lot, Randy. Appreciate that. Raven Kid says, since we're talking WNBA, we're really not. I think we're pretty much done there, but actually, you know what? Let's put this through. You know how a lot of times I see on Twitter, guys will take trades and put it through like NBA 2K, or they'll put it through Madden to see if a trade like that would actually work. It's stupid when you do that because it ain't real. But Raven Kid says, how about DeAndre Ayton for Brittany Griner?
Brittany will try.
I'm not saying no to that.
Brittany will try.
Is Brittany 7 feet though? She's not 7 feet.
As well as Jock Landale did.
She's damn near 7 feet.
Is she really?
Yeah.
I didn't know she was nearly 7 feet.
Dude, she's tough. She's been on the inside. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
she is a jail veteran. Yeah.
Yeah, she's 6'10".
Not sure if I
6'10".
want somebody who does spousal abuse on the team.
Didn't know that.
Not sure if I want that. Anyway, Bruno Baller says, yes, this computer thing took my order, was so nice, but I think I'm not going to leave it a tip. Wilbur says, maybe the Fourth Dimension should form a union and make you guys pay us for every text message we send you to keep this show on the right track.
Huh.
Good luck collecting. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I don't know of any guy that sells peanuts. You now have to get them at a concession stand that sells beer too.
And there you go.
Yeah.
See, Jeffrey, that guy's gone.
He says he used to carry peanuts, but he never tossed them.
There was a peanut vendor at Bank One Ballpark. He used to toss the peanuts. Oh my God, he's gone.
Hey, Heavy Metal Maniacs, did you ever carry salad? CK says, good afternoon. That took a second. I got you. CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Randy, beer me. Of course I tuned in as Jeffrey confirms his byness again.
What?
Which byness was that? Which byness was that? I mean, there's the buy where I'm by when it came to, what was it?
To peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Yeah,
You go
creamy and
both ways
chunky.
on peanut butter. Yeah.
Fish Tank says, Jeffrey, since the missus is Hispanic, do you get pulled into Mexican Mother's Day too? Nah, we just do we do American Mother's Day. She's not Mexican, so we're not in Mexico. So I think that, and remember that Mother's Day is just Mother's Day in Mexico, not like Mexican Mother's Day. It's Mexico's Mother's Day. So we just stick with America's Mother's Day. And he says, you ever go into a restaurant in May and it's packed wall to wall on a Tuesday and you're like, what the hell's going on here? Yeah, that's Mexican Mother's Day. Yeah, no, that makes sense. But
On
no,
a Tuesday?
Yeah. Boomer Sooner says, hey guys, the original vendor that used to start throwing the peanut bags was a Dodger Stadium there in the late 70s, early 80s.
No,
there was throwing peanut bags in the 30s, man.
Yeah, no, there was a cat at Banquet's Ballpark, and you can't talk me out of it. I know it. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I saw the guy. I know he was there. So no.
CK, I really don't appreciate your spelling in that text. I'm going to read it, but I'm not going to tell them how you spelled this. Byness when it comes to tipping, Randy. Yeah. There's no byness. I always tip at least 20% when the tip is necessary and deserved. Cardinal Art says, well, guys, for Mother's Day, I'm smoking a few Boston butt roast. Yeah, 2
Boston
slabs
butts.
of ribs for the
Yep.
missus, my mom and my mother-in-law. They're in charge of all the side dishes. So beer me, Randy.
Fantastic. Good for you. When do you start on that project? Tomorrow?
Donnie says you take you take your moms out Friday or Saturday when it's less busy. Sundays for amateurs. Oh yeah, absolutely true. That is true.
Yeah.
I'll be taking your mom out on Saturday as well.
Oh,
888-368.
Damn.
Buy her a seafood dinner
Wow.
and then never call her again.
Right.
A seafood dinner.
Dorothy's a saint.
Oh my God.
Random texter says, would you trade Brittany Griner for DeAndre Ayton if there were 9-foot rims? Remember, you suggested that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Heavy Metal Maniac says, wow, Jeffrey, salad. Yeah. Oh, that's illegal to toss that in the ballpark? I guess in the ballpark. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, I'm not
Maybe behind the ballpark. Hey,
not kink shaming anybody. Heavy Metal Maniac. All right, can we talk about? Let's just talk about Mother's Day here just for a brief moment. Okay,
Can we?
I got some help for you here.
Okay.
I got some advice. First,
We need
advice,
some helpful Mother's Day advice.
Well, yeah.
Music?
No, thank you.
Is that what we need?
No, I don't want any music from you right now. Thank you.
Hmm.
Yeah. So here's some free ways and easy ways you can impress your mom on Mother's Day.
Did you
Okay.
say pre-ways?
Yeah, it's free. It's a free way.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe
not-
you were going to take your mom in the middle of a freeway.
Yeah, just drop her off there and say,
There
Mom,
you
if
go.
you make it to the other side safe, I got something special for you. And I'm going to be up on the overpass making Frogger sound effects.
I'll be I'll be rooting you on.
Yeah. I'll have my little controller not wired to anything, just pretending my mom. All right. So listen, if you're going to see your mom, be early. Show up early. Don't be on time. Be early. Show her that you care, and make sure when you get the Mother's Day card that you sign it with more than just your name. Write a few nice things, a few gratefulnesses and stuff like that.
Glad you
know?
made it off the freeway.
Yeah. Thought we were going to lose you when you bounced off that fender. Glad to see you still have it in you. Oh, that was close. I think this is probably just, I don't know, maybe I should keep these helpful hints to myself.
No, please go on.
Well, here's something, Mina. Tell her about how you've used at least one piece of advice that she's given you over the years, and it's helped out. Then
not
she'll
to
feel
play in the
good.
freeway.
Well, there's probably a good one, yeah. And then ask her, what was your life like before I was born? Likely she'll say happier, but I mean, it's a nice way of having a conversation that shows you appreciate her as a mom. Just saying. And there's some, there's some plays with the deals, but I have a feeling we're too late for the break now. So I'm just fine, Randy. Go ahead and ruin it for all of us who have moms who are alive. That's fine. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months.
Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161 or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Throw to the plate. Tag it, he's out.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are off to a great start with young talent playing exciting baseball, competing with the best of the league. This team is full of confidence. How long will the surprising Snakes keep this pace up? What awaits the team now that we are in May? When it comes to Diamondbacks baseball, listen for all the news, information, trades, injury updates, and more. If it's local and it's Diamondbacks baseball, we talk about it. It's gone! 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Stanley Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I just don't feel like doing any more Suns post-mortem, to be honest.
I wish you would continue on with your Mother's Day, helpful hints.
No, I think that ship has sailed. I think we're good. Because I know you're just trying to get more stuff for a promo. So
No, not at all. I will keep my hands in the air the whole time. I want to hear what you have to say.
I already threw the papers down. I already got rid of it.
That's too bad.
No, you're all on your own. Just remember your mom. That's all you got to do. Just remember your mom. 888-368-1580. Cardinal Art says, starting first thing in the morning, bright and early. Pecan wood, apple wood mix on the old smoker there, Randy.
Ooh, nice. Is that for your pork butts?
Boston butt. Beer that man again, Randy.
That's so damn good. Oh, that's so good.
Terry Oakey says, Randy, can you pour me a screwdriver? I caught my nasty cold. I need some vitamin C.
Well, that's no good, man. Let me see here. A little orange juice here. And
those used to really work for me when I was a younger man.
Champagne from a can. That's all the champagne I have.
I never messed around with that champagne, but I kept a bottle of vodka frozen in the freezer. And if I felt like I was starting to come down with something, I poured about this much orange juice and about that much vodka and drank that down, went right to bed, woke up feeling great. Of course, now I'm 52 and doing that exact thing. You wouldn't see me for about 3 weeks. I think that would probably be the end of it. I don't know. Just feeling horrible.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I could drink alcohol like there's no tomorrow, but I think that if I tried to mess with that when I was sick, I think it would take me out. Good Cat says, hey guys, what's up? Sports media up here in Denver is roasting the hell out of your Suns. After that last 2 years of embarrassing home losses in the playoffs, I feel like it's well deserved, and I'm a Suns fan. Here's the thing.
they need to just be a little bit longer of memory. We embarrassed the bleep out of them last year. Okay. So they don't need to be, making too big a noise about this because they were swept last year.
Look, I have no problem with it whatsoever. That is a fan base, much like the Arizona fan base, except they've won a championship or two, and we have not. And their team got swept the last couple of seasons. They've looked terrible in the playoffs the last couple of seasons. And now they look strong. And they've got some time going in to the Western Conference Finals against whoever wins tonight. Well, maybe not whoever wins tonight. If Golden State wins, they go to a game 7. But, I mean, if the Lakers were to go on, I pity the Lakers. I pity the Lakers if they move on against the Nuggets.
How are we supposed to feel right now, Randy? How are we supposed to feel? Because Suns are out. Lakers are, still there. And there's a good chance they could actually win it tonight and go to the Western Conference Finals or go to a game 7 with the Warriors. How are we supposed to feel? Do we want the Lakers to win so we can watch them get their asses kicked? Or do we want the Warriors to kick the Lakers' ass and then go kick the Denver Nuggets' ass so we feel better about everything?
I mean, no disrespect to the Fourth Dimension fans that are Laker fans, but I think you understand. I'm a Suns fan. I don't like the Lakers. I want to see them get their asses kicked tonight. And then I want to see them lose this series. And I want to see Golden State move on. But either way, I feel like the Nuggets are the best team out of the West.
What is the best path to that victory, Keon? To see, well, I would just want to see the Lakers hurt. So is it to lose now or is it to get to the Western Conference Finals and lose there?
I think it would hurt the Lakers more if they lose now. For them to not even get to a Western Conference Finals, for them to basically get to the second round, which is the same as the Suns, and not be able to gloat that they went further, it would hurt them more. It would hurt them more by quite a lot. Going to the Western Conference Finals, and if you lose to the Denver Nuggets, well, that's admirable. They're the top seed. It was the conference finals. You've got a bunch of things that you can kind of hang your hat on. You lose in the Western Conference semifinals, everyone will forget you. And the Lakers don't like to be forgotten. They remind us all the time.
These Suns to be forgotten soon, please. I don't want to hear any more about this. All right. So tonight, 7 p.m., Los Angeles Lakers at home, Golden State Warriors. They are not favored. The Lakers are by 3. The spread is only 3. So that's not a big margin. The money lines are pretty tight, plus 122 for the Warriors, minus 145 for the Lakers. The over-under is 220. I'm not even talking about betting this thing. Tell me how the Warriors win this thing. Is it just a matter of the boys got to get hot? That's it?
Well, I think if Golden State comes out, I'm sorry, Keon, if Golden State comes out and they're firing on all cylinders and they're feeling good about their game, and I think if Draymond Green has a game like he had last time and Andrew Wiggins can jump in and help, and Steph Curry can maybe drop in 35. Maybe Klay Thompson shows up. Game 6, Klay Thompson. He shows up and has maybe 28 or 35 points. I think the Golden State Warriors are unbeatable. But if they can't shoot the basket, the damn Lakers will win and move on.
Keon.
I mean, I mean, Randy basically hit the nail on the head there. It's do the reinforcements come along with Steph? Steph has been playing out of his mind this series. I think he only had one really bad game shooting the basketball. Every other night, he hasn't had his best nights. He hasn't looked like, 2016, 2017 Steph, but he's been really, really good. He's averaging 30 points a game in this postseason. He's playing great basketball. It's just a matter of, do the others show up for him? They don't have to be super. They just need to be good. Do you have Jordan Poole playing under control? Do you have Klay Thompson playing under control? And without Andrew Wiggins being 100%, I don't know if he's going to play or not, but he does have the rib issue that's going to make that hard for him. If he plays, he's not going to be 100%, and he might not play. Who steps up to sort of fill that void for him so that the Warriors can get enough points out of their role players to win this series? That's really going to determine what this game winds up being, because I think we know what we're going to get from LeBron. I don't know how good Anthony Davis is going to be, because I'm not convinced that he is completely unconcussed. That they want him to play because they're in trouble if he doesn't play. That's really what it comes down to. So
yeah, and the chance that he's going to take another blow to the noggin is not the same as like if you're going out there playing football.
yeah,
So-
like that was the problem with the Tua thing was if you get a concussion in the NFL, that there's no guarantee you don't just get a concussion on the next play, and now your life is in danger. Basketball's a little different, so it's probably easier to put him out there. But is he going to be 100%? Is he going to hesitate in the paint in that area where guys are going to be playing really, really tough? I know that it hasn't been a great series for Kevin Looney, but Looney has been physical with Anthony Davis, not just the hit to the head, but just physical in general. Every rebound is something that Anthony Davis has to battle for just to get what he normally does because Looney doesn't take it easy on him.
Yeah, I
so
think-
is he going to hesitate coming back?
I think if you were physical with Anthony Davis tonight, I think you can move him right out of the way. To be honest with you.
You think he's going to let himself be moved out of the way for fear of what might happen?
No,
to his head?
I think if Andrew Wiggins goes out there or Kayvon Looney goes out there and they're really leaning on him, I think I don't believe he's 100%. I think he's trying to warrior up, and I appreciate that. But I think if
He's
you
a
really
Laker.
lean on him and really play him physically, I think he will not be a factor tonight.
Good Cat says, burn in hell, Lakers. So sick of them. It would just be Arizona sports fans' luck the Lakers go to the finals. I mean, they could lose there too, guys. That's, I guess, the next question. Whoever gets the Eastern conference finals and wins that, are they a match for the West? Is the East better than the West right now? It used to be forever the West just dominated the East. Is the East good enough to take on the West's best?
I mean, I think the Celtics Sixers series has the best teams.
So they have the winner in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's one of those two teams.
Are those two teams better than what we would have, either the Nuggets or the Lakers? Or the Warriors even.
I think it's close. I think if it's the Sixers and Joel Embiid continues to play like he's been playing, it's going to be hard to say that anybody really is, just because now you've got Embiid going up against Jokic, which, boy, that would be a finals right there. But the Celtics to me have been the most complete team in the NBA this season, but they are so streaky shooting the basketball that it's hard for me to say they're the best team in left. I think Denver's the best team left of all the teams that are playing.
Humbly, I'd like to say I think the Philadelphia 76ers will probably beat the Celtics. But I want to
find out.
Want to be humbly about that.
All right,
Very
let's take a
humbly.
moment with that real fast. Let's take a moment with that. That is actually, what is that, Sunday? Saturday or Sunday? I think it's Sunday. Excuse me.
It is tomorrow.
All right, so it's tomorrow. And right now, the Boston Celtics, even though they're the away team, they are heavily favored. They are -7 on the spread, and the money line is -267. So for some reason, they like these Celtics going up against the 76ers at their house. So what is going on with the way this series is going?
I think the Celtics are at home.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at
they're
the
the- 'cause
score.
they're
but I had the wrong thing at the top.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
but they are the 2 seed. So that, yeah.
My
so,
bad.
So they're So I do think that the Celtics are the team that should be favored because they do play much better at home, though that this series has been proof that you can go into Boston and beat them. And that is where I don't 100% think that they're necessarily out of the woods, but every time they're backed into a corner, they do respond. Jason Tatum does play better when they're backed into a corner. Jaylen Brown is consistent throughout, and I do like that from them. And I think my favorite part about what the Celtics do is that they have guys who can play a number of different positions and defend a number of different positions on the defensive side of the ball. That gives them a lot of versatility. And really, the way that they lose is that they don't shoot well. The other team gets hot, and that's kind of the end of them because they are so 3-point reliant lately. But I think it is right to favor them. I'm going to pick them because I just like the way that they do play at home and when they're backed into a corner.
All right. Well, the over-under is only 202.
It's going to be a defensive game. It's just like the way that they have been playing against each other. They have two of the best defensive big men in the entire league in Embiid and Robert Williams, Time Lord. So it's been hard to get points in the paint in this series. And it's a 3-point shooting thing. And anytime it comes down to a 3-point shooting thing, like you just go ahead and take the under sometimes.
But your thought process has nothing to do with home court advantage then. Because Hefty Lefty makes a good point. Celtics are 5-5 in their last 10 home playoff games. But you have a point though about Tatum and their backs against the wall thing though.
Yeah, like they it's not that they win at home though. It's that they don't have that generally, I'm generalizing. It's not a game where they go home and then they just seem like they can't figure it out and they're this road warrior team. They go home and they play pretty well at home, but then also you add the element of whenever it looks like they're going to be eliminated, that's when they play their best basketball. And I wish that weren't always the case for them, but here we are.
All right, and Harden can't have so many kooky outfit games. There's limits, I think, to that. Hefty Lefty had a text a little bit earlier. It's a bit War and Peace, but I'm going to read it because he always has good insight. Hefty says, I believe I said something along the lines of this last year, but as a Lakers fan, I know all too well the feeling of having a team I've loved get blown out in a closeout game in the playoffs. So I'm not going to pile on the Suns. They ran into a Denver team that has been together for 4 years, and they're finally healthy. Suns probably just need a bit more time to incorporate Durant and figure out their identity. I'll say that a big bummer is for Al McCoy. Not like he has much control over it, but it's always nice to see a legendary team announcer end with the team on a high note if possible. I'm not an Al McCoy fan, but I recognize his greatness and longevity in the game. He is the Chick Hearn of the Suns franchise, and I will toast to a legend of the game retiring on his own terms. Yeah. And again, I told you about the time I spent time with Al McCoy and Chick Hearn together. Talk about a surreal moment. I couldn't, you couldn't get me out of that room. Well, I mean, there were a lot of the Phoenix Suns there who could have got me out of the room.
if they really
cried me out. But just listening to him and Chick Hearn talk together and getting to actually have a conversation with these guys, a highlight of my young life at that time. But you're right about Al McCoy and you're right about Chick Hearn. Yeah. And listen, I said this when Kevin Durant showed up. I don't know that this is going to be our year, but next year is going to be something special. And if they'll take Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and start to sort of move the pieces around and see a better way of supporting how they play and what they do, I have faith in James Jones. I have faith that they'll get this right. And next year is going to be a very different kind of year. That is my prediction. And of course, asterisks, as long as they get that crap right in the offseason. Hamilton Porter says, you guys know the Suns lost?
Yeah, it came up. It did come up.
Where's that block button again? I can't see. I got to find it. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4214. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4214. That's 800-575-4214. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty. 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
Well, Mrs. Grayer, nothing on the x-ray that pinpoints the source of the pain. Let's send you to our lumbar expert.
After reviewing the x-rays, I can't see anything wrong. Let's give you a steroid shot for the pain and send you to the lab for some blood work.
Tired of the runaround? How about trying a new approach? The holistic approach.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Give back to Arizona and be part of something bigger than yourself. When you sign up for AmeriCorps, you open a door to make a difference. Serve as a teacher, protect nature, support veterans, or help where your passion lies. Part-time or full-time, student or senior, AmeriCorps is for everyone. Sign up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
Get up in the morning, get out of my bed.
Wake up, Phoenix, to the best new morning sports show on radio. Join me, Tony D.
And me, Ron Culver, every weekday from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on 1580 99.3, The Fanatic.
What's the D in Tony D? It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Hey, Randy, Big George wrote a giant text, but I'm just going to cut it off to the pertinent part where he says it was sad news that longtime Major League umpire Don Denkinger. He did. Yeah, he passed away at the age of 86.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I wonder what his final call was, out or safe.
I'm sure it was wrong. 888-368-1580. As you know, he was the guy who blew that call at first base in Game 6 of the 85 World Series. That's what he's known for. So I'm guessing his final call was probably incorrect.
If that's the only thing you have to judge him on?
Well, that's just because that's all George
One
wrote.
call is all you have to judge him on?
Well, that's all he wrote right here. That's all I've got. He made a bad call. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, he got to be 86. Well done.
I wonder what his last call was.
I don't know. Pizza Hut?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm talking about baseball.
Oh, okay. I just feel like my last call would probably be.
Can you just for a moment, Jeffrey, have a little reverence? Just
for an umpire?
Inkling.
No.
Yeah, just an
Probably
inkling.
not. I doubt it.
Umpires are great parts of the game as well.
Are they? Really?
I know.
If we know
Angels
their
not-
name, they're
Yeah.
not great.
Don Dankinger was not.
You only know
did
his
not-
name because of the blown call in the 85 series.
Now
You wouldn't
think
even
about-
know his name if he was great.
I don't know about you, but I can think about this program specifically and how many mistakes I've made.
Well, we've cataloged them. We've written them down. I've got the list.
How many times can you say that about Don Dankinger in a Major League Baseball game?
Well, because it's right here on the page.
There's only one.
1985,
There's only
Game
one
6.
noted. There's only one noted.
Well, then there's another thing about Game 7 or something. I don't know.
All right, there's two noted.
At least on.
I mean, I had
on
two
my
mistakes,
screen.
and I wasn't even out of the first segment of today's show.
You did?
I'm just saying.
I don't remember that.
Just saying. Maybe we're just a bit too harsh, except for Angel Hernandez. He
If
deserves
you're
everything.
a great umpire, I don't know your name. I will die on that hill.
Well, you kind of know them when they've been there for a while, just like Al McCoy.
No, you don't.
You
No,
know
no.
them after they've been there for a long
Al
time.
McCoy, because he says, I'm Al McCoy. And so it's not like a great umpire,
know
a great
'em.
referee. You should know their names.
Yeah, I disagree. Because if you have a good referee or a good umpire, the players will know his name.
We all players
This
maybe,
guy
but we
is-
should not know his name because
this
the
is
only time
a-
you hear his name is when they screw up.
It's a fair umpire right here.
Maybe if he'd been better. I don't know. Fish Tank says, hold on. The Nuggets have a championship? I didn't think they did unless it happened a long time ago.
I thought they had one.
Was it like, it wasn't the bubble. They lost in the bubble.
No, it wasn't the bubble. No, it was way before that. I thought it was in the 80s.
Don't know, man.
Keon's looking it up. Good Cat says Burning Hell Lakers.
No.
CK says wait, they don't have a championship.
No championship. For
Thought
the
they
Denver
did
Nuggets.
in the 80s.
Even better. Even better.
Did they play? But they played in the finals before. They've been in the finals before.
I don't know. I don't have memory of it. CK says Joe Mazzulla, offensive coach, was desperate. He went with Aduka's defensive lineup in Game 6. And guess what? It worked.
Why do we know coaches' names?
Because they say them all the time. Coach so-and-so has just called a timeout.
Yeah.
And of course, you make enough mistakes as a coach, you get fired.
Hence Monty.
Why is this bothering you so much?
Well, I just think the umpires get a raw deal sometimes.
No, the umpires get the deal they get. If it's a bad call, you're like, who the hell is this guy?
I think if an umpire is a good umpire, you get to know him. He has a great reputation. And Don Dankinger made a couple of mistakes. No big deal. Everybody, Jeffrey, makes mistakes.
So the Denver Nuggets have never been to an NBA Finals.
See, I made another one right there. I thought they were in the finals. They've never been.
They've been to the Western Conference Finals 5 times, but they've never been to the finals.
Well, there you go.
Well, after Randy White passes at the age of 110 years old, the first thing I'm going to say is he made a mistake on May 12th on my show.
See?
At 4:48 p.m.
And you might as well go 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You see what I'm saying?
I hope your old man voice sounds exactly like that. That's very entertaining.
Oh, I would imagine that's the way Jeffrey will sound.
I have a lot of different old man voices. And I can't wait to use all of them. Listen,
mine's going to sound exactly the way it does right now.
I'm sure he's a nice guy and everything. I mean, I'm just saying, if you know the umpire's name, probably a bad reason for that. That's all I'm saying.
Listen.
I don't know any good umpires' names.
Look, you're
I'm
my
sure
pal.
they're out there.
You're my pal. You're one of my best friends. I have to disagree with you on this one.
Okay, then that'll be in your bio.
All right.
Randy White, 110. Disagreed with me one time. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, leave the guy alone.
See?
You'll die on that hill. Jeffrey,
See?
they announce the umpires' names. Everybody hears it. Nobody
See?
pays attention. Nobody cares.
Yeah, they do.
No,
I
they
do.
don't.
I do.
The only time, you know what? We know Scott Foster's name for a reason. We know, the only time you know a referee or an official's name in a positive way is in the NFL when they say, oh, here comes Ed Hockley to say something. And then, oh, here comes Jerome Brozier to say something. Whether they're good or bad, we just know their names because the
Why
guy
do you
who
know
says,
Ed
"Here come-"
Hockley? Why
because
do you
the
know?
announcer says, here comes so-and-so to say something. And then you see them on the screen like 15 times in any given game where they're telling, holding, 5-yard penalty, first down, stuff like that. So the NFL guys, whether they're good or bad, you know them. But in the Major League Baseball, you only hear their name when somebody says, that son of a bitch. That's the only time you hear it. So that's all I'm saying.
This guy was an umpire from 69 until 98. And all you can conjure up is two mistakes.
Well, that's George that did that.
You
I'm sure if we look deeper.
You can only conjure up from the year 1969 till 1998. You can only conjure up 2, and now you're just going to crucify him.
Haven't even tried, Randy.
On the cross of baseball by saying it was a terrible umpire because we knew his name.
I don't even know who he is. I don't even care.
Is there a crucifix of baseball? Is that a?
Yeah, I think there is.
Huh.
That wasn't Ed Hockley, Boomer Sooner. That was Jerome Bozier and his dead damn on. He was saying that was a bad Ed Hockley impersonation.
Of course it was, because it was a Jerome Bozier impersonation.
Screaming Eagle says, hey guys, your Friday show is very entertaining. I'll never listen to another radio station.
Wow.
Just Fridays?
Can we have that in writing, please?
I mean, wait a second.
What do you listen to the other 4 days?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Where were you yesterday, man?
What are you doing on the weekends?
Yeah. Wait, you asking him out?
No, I just wanted to know who he's listening to. And shut up, Jeffrey.
Screaming Eagle is a doctor. All right.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says Ed was mostly known for being the jacked ref. Yeah. And his son is the least of the hockey league. You know what I'm saying? He's not quite as you can tell he's trying, but it's just not happening.
I will tell you this, that Don Dankinger's errant ruling.
Oh, he's reading on a bio again.
I am. I'm in Sports Illustrated right now. I'm going to protect. I will protect the Blue family.
Isn't that issue out? That
I'm protecting the Blue family which is the blue family of umpires. Jack.
Oh, that's right. That's why you're being sensitive, because you've umpired.
That's right. You're damn right I have. His Game 6 ruling was reversed. By the way, George and the rest of you jackals out there that want to make the umpires the bane of baseball existence.
Finding Wampa says, this show had me hooked today when earlier Jeffrey was talking about dropping off your mom in a freeway. I didn't say three-way. I said freeway. 888-368-1580. Should we, let's talk about somebody who has made a ginormous mistake that's hard to get away from. I'm not going to talk about Denkinger or whatever his damn name is.
Don Denkinger.
Let's talk about Mark Jackson for a second. Bad enough he works for ESPN and always looks like he ain't quite all there. Anytime they talk to him, he looks just like, one time the band or something was too loud behind him and he's just like, and he just looked uncomfortable. And I'm sure he's a nice enough guy, but Mark Jackson, he was the one. He was the one. Now, who's the one? So remember the old, everybody's like, the MVP ballots and stuff. Some jackass didn't even have Nikola Jokic on there in his top 5. What the hell? And then people were going on talking heads, even Stephen A. Smith. I don't know who this is, whoever it is, they should not be allowed to have the vote for the MVP.
Just roasting his fellow employee.
Stephen A. was bloviating again.
Yeah. So they yesterday the NBA released the full ballots and
oh boy,
Mark Jackson's like, oh oops, oh damn. He's like, I'm sorry. He says mistake. He says one thing I live by, you make a mistake, you own it. I'm not a guy who does it for clicks or trending. Absolute mistake by me. I'm thinking, how did I make that mistake? And so he's apologized to Nikola Jokic and he's apologized to the Nuggets. And if it's going to be somebody who can make that mistake first, an ESPN employee, okay, ding, Mark Jackson, I'm not even surprised. Not even slight bit surprised.
Did you hear the reason for it?
What was his reason?
He usually chooses, a center, a couple of guards, a couple of forwards. And so in his process of doing that, he simply forgot the 2 front runners of this MVP race were both centers and left one
Makes
off.
sense, because he voted Joel Embiid, then Giannis Antetokounmpo, then Jason Tatum, then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then Donovan Mitchell. That was his ballot.
Wow.
And that ballot only makes sense if you made an honest mistake.
You talk well. I mean, let's look at this for a second. What was his ballot again, Jeffrey?
First was Joel Embiid,
East Coast.
Second, Giannis Antetokounmpo,
East Coast.
Jason Tatum,
East Coast.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
What is he? Who's he?
That's Oklahoma City. That's West.
Midwest.
Western
Conference.
East.
Midwest.
And then Donovan Mitchell.
And that's Cleveland.
East Coast.
Mark Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, ESPN's finest.
East.
But why even
Coast.
fill your ballot out like that? They give you the opportunity to give all the other positions their due by also letting you vote for the all NBA team. So why vote for it in that way? Why not just vote for the top guys?
East Coast bias. Now I think it was just Mark Jackson just East Coast bias. Maybe it's just not all there. It's possible. East Coast. Again, I'm just going to say this. I feel like they have been laying off the wrong people at ESPN. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll agree with you.
Hour 3 of the Daily Blenders up next here in 1580, The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
I know I need money for retirement, but what should I invest in? I also need money for the kids' college fund, and I'm not sure I have enough insurance. How do I balance all of this? I need a stockbroker, a financial planner, and an insurance agent? Ugh.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. Here at Compact, we provide a holistic approach to wealth management with a team of professionals ready to assist you with all of your investment and financial planning needs. We offer our clients a 3-stage process that includes customizing a portfolio to fit your specific investment needs, creating a financial plan designed to help you reach your goals, and estate planning ideas to help ensure that your hard-earned legacy is passed down the way you intended. Call me at 1-800-388-9700 and let's talk about how we can work together to enhance your overall life experience. 1-800-388-9700, 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime. When does it start? Right now. 3, 2, 1. Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Let's talk Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, no.
One of the things is, I ever misread a headline, and then okay, I misread that. I saw this thing where it says Jonathan Gannon on Kyler Murray, long way away. And I thought, oh, Mr. Gannon, he's right there. It just looks like he's a long way away because he's forced perspective. He's very small. He was talking about his injury. I was like, oh, yeah, I get it. He's a long way away. We don't play for a while. Okay. So I figured, I just felt bad for him.
I'm already preparing myself for this NFL season. I'm already just go ahead.
Did you see how nice of a season I had last year, Randy?
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, we're tanking. You can't say nothing that's going to hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what happens. If we can be a great team, be a great team. We can't be, may as well just, steer that ship right into that storm. That's what you should be doing.
I can do that now, knowing that the next draft we have 11 picks coming up, and we have some. Don't we have the Houston Texans? Houston Texans?
No, you don't.
If they're crappy,
you have their
first round pick.
You have their pick, right? Their first round pick. Yes.
Yeah. So if they're crappy, then we could be really up there. We could pick 1 and 3. I mean, yeah, you're right. I just Look, I know I'm going to take a lot of abuse. Can you guys, when you hit me with the abuse, I don't mind. Just be smart about it. Don't come in here with stupid stuff.
Are you talking to me?
Well, no, I'm talking about the fourth dimension. Anybody else, Ralph? Anybody? Don't come in here.
I can't speak for Ralph.
With me, hitting me with stuff like nobody wants to come to the Cardinals. Yeah, do your research.
All right. Well, listen, we'll be fair about it, but jokes are going to come. I'm sorry. It's just going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I had to take it all the time I had Wentz. And then Keon had to take it for all the time he had Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
The jokes are coming, man.
Oh, I know. I'm going to get a laugh track.
Anybody picked up Carson Wentz yet?
No.
They won't.
Dear God, no.
So here's what I want to do. Now, Randy, I don't want this to be uncomfortable for you.
Nah, it's okay. Go ahead.
Likely, this will just be more of a conversation between Keon and I.
All right.
But your input is welcome. Let's take a look at the Arizona Cardinals schedule.
Why not?
We do this every year, and we give our list, and we all call our shot on how many wins the Arizona Cardinals are going to get.
All right, let's do it. Let's do
All
it.
right.
The NFL Cardinals football schedule. Go ahead.
You can't even really just say it. It hurts too much, huh?
The Cardinals schedule. Let's go. I'm excited. Let's go. Here we go.
All right, September 10th, it is an away game for the Cardinals. They will be at the Washington Commandos.
Yeah.
I'm going to say right here, it's a winnable game for the Cardinals, no matter who the quarterback is. I'm saying it's winnable. I'm not confident enough to call it a win for the Cardinals.
All
I'm
right.
going to say, can I just say could go either way? Is that a choice? Do I have to choose?
No, you have to
Yeah, you
choose
gotta
win or
choose.
loss.
Yeah, got to choose.
Well, I'm going to choose Commandos on that, but I think it's winnable. I've got it marked as winnable for the Arizona Cardinals. Keon.
I got a Washington in the game. Obviously, I'm biased here, but also I like Washington's defense. I like it a lot, and I don't know who the Cardinals quarterback's going to be, but it's not going to be Kyler. So I think that's a Washington win.
All right. So based on that defense, Randy.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals will swoop into the nation's capital, and I think we will come home victorious. Give me 1-0 Cardinals.
It would
You're
be
half right.
It would be a very on-brand game for Washington to lose.
Damn 1-0 Cardinals.
All
We'll
the
be ready.
hope in the world, new ownership, everything going on, and then of course naturally you just drop.
Yeah, well,
we're
tired of hitting each other. We want to hit somebody else, and we're going to beat the hell out of the Commandos. 1-0 Cardinals. Go ahead.
All right, September 17th, it is a home game, and you've got the New York Giants coming to town.
Yep.
I'm going to say that's a loss for the Cardinals.
Right. I'm going to say that's a loss too. And again, it's defense, and the NFC East is a very good defensive division right now, and it's tough with all of the limitations and injuries right now and rebuilding going on with the Cardinals to say they're going to go up against these defenses and get wins.
Injuries?
So
What do you mean injuries?
Well, to the
Greg
quarterback
Dortch is back
in particular, and
DeAndre's back. You have a plethora of quarterbacks to choose from. We've got
quantity does not equal quality.
Yeah, you do have a plethora.
Paris France is going to be on our offensive line. What are you talking about?
Paris Johnson. Yeah, he's
going
to be awesome. He's going to be awesome.
See,
someday
he just
when somebody's there to throw.
Well, then the home opener and Paris France is going to come out. He's going to be jacked up. The Cardinals will throw a screwball at the Giants, and they will start all of a sudden Colt McCoy. The first game, they're going to have what's his name? Blau. But they're going to go to the bullpen and bring in Colt McCoy for the home opener, and they will beat the Giants 31-27.
Right,
31-27.
No, we don't need this.
Yeah, no, it's a damn good game. 31-27. The Cardinals win. Go ahead.
The next week, September 24th, the Dallas Cowgirls are coming to town, and I'm going to say that's a loss for the Cardinals as well.
Are they coming to town? I thought we went there.
It says versus Dallas, not at Dallas.
Yeah, no, it's State Farm.
Oh, it is
per the Arizona Cardinals website.
But listen again. every game is probably going to be a loss because you don't have any kind of real quarterback. So that's where I'm at with this one. Now, Dallas hater Keon may have something different to say about it.
I do hate the Cowboys, but I can't pick against them here. Defense, Micah Parsons, they're really damn good.
Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn, medicine woman.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, well, the problem is we have a former UT Austin quarterback, Colt Dan McCoy, and he's going to come in and rally the Redbirds to now
Randy,
surprising 3-0.
Randy, you don't need to give the big pom-pom speech for every one of these.
Yeah, Dak Prescott will throw 9
interceptions.
He will throw 9 interceptions.
I doubt that, but I mean, maybe. I mean, could happen.
It's going to happen.
Possible. He has.
Yeah, he's going to throw
a lot of interceptions in the last season.
9 interceptions, but, and we because my head coach, he's a defensive-minded head coach.
Hook'em Hottie says, "Watch it, Randy."
What do you mean, watch?
She's a big Cowboys fan.
She's all about Texas.
How could she say anything to me? I got Colt McCoy starting and victorious against the damn Dallas Cowboys and Dak fake quarterback Prescott.
That's probably where the watch is
9 interceptions. First time in NFL history. Go ahead.
Keon, how's San Francisco 49ers defense looking?
Scary.
Yeah. And we don't know who the quarterback is going to be, but it may not matter. I'm going to give the win to San Francisco on October 9th. That is at San Francisco, by the way.
Yeah, I'm taking San Francisco. This is
this is not that much fun, is it?
No, it's not. But they're
really
really good. What do I? And even when the quarterback's not great, the way that they're able to go, you know what? We're going to run with Deebo Samuel. We're going to use guys in the
Cecil
backfield.
now. And I hope you heard him in the background.
Sorry, Cecil. I
Next
apologize.
time you guys come over, he's going to attack you.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Bring it.
I will. I'll tell you right now. We're going to Buttonfly Stadium, and we'll rip the damn buttons open on Buttonfly Stadium, and the Cardinals will win again because Cartoon will be the quarterback. We're throwing curveballs until Kyler comes back. Hey, it will be 12-11.
Three quarterback system.
Can I just tell you right now who I feel like? I feel guilty. I feel bad. You know, in Toy Story, the first Toy Story, the mean little kid next door who would torture the toys.
Yeah.
I feel like that kid right now. Doing this thing with Arizona. I'm not. I thought it'd be fun, but now I just feel mean.
What you're talking about? I got the Cardinals 3-0. I'm very happy right now. Go ahead.
And you know what? The NFL schedulers did not do the Cardinals any favor with the order of these teams.
Please.
Please. Yeah, just you start with the NFC East is a pretty tough division. All three of the 4 of those teams in a row.
Are you guys mad because I'm going to send the Giants home crying? Is that why it is?
I mean, if you send the Giants home crying, I will not be mad. Trust me, I will be elated.
That's what I thought.
All right, Keon, you and I need to move faster because I feel like Randy's going to have a moment with every one of these games.
Yeah.
So let's keep it moving. It's October 8th. The Cardinals are at home versus the Bengals. That is a loss. Randy?
Well, Joe Burrow, he smokes a lot of cigars, so he's not going to be able to move in the early season. And the Cardinal defense will chase him down. There will be no less than 12 sacks in this game.
Yeah.
And by the way, we will start David Blau because he's got a hatred, by the way, for Bengal Tigers. I don't know if you guys knew this. I did some research. So David Blau will start at Cardinals win at 4-0.
Why does he have a hatred for Bengals?
Well, they killed him. I think they killed maybe a I don't know, a person he was adopting.
So he's trying to adopt a child.
No, one of those outreach.
And the Bengal tiger killed the child.
A Bengal tiger came into the village and killed him. Yeah. And so David Blau has set his life.
So he was sending money to Sally Struthers, and then she came back and said, "I'm sorry, David, but it was tiger killed your
I think
child."
Sally Struthers is actually dead. So
is she really?
She may have been mauled by a Bengal tiger as well.
Kind of like the Cardinals' chances against the Bengals.
Well, I mean, Bengals win 4-0 Bengals or 4-0 Cardinals.
No, you had it right the first time.
No, I didn't.
October 15th, Cardinals are at the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh my God!
Stafford should be healthy, and that ought to be a win. Wait, you're thinking about it?
Wait, no, I guess I expected you to say that ought to be a loss, and then you
No, win for the Rams.
win for the Rams. I will also
Yeah.
say that there'd be a win for the Rams.
The
I'm
damn
sorry, I
Ra-
didn't mean to confuse you.
The sheep
Yeah.
herd are rebuilding. Cardinals win this 5-0. I'm feeling better every time I do a pick. Go ahead.
Cardinals are at the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons October 22nd. I'm sorry, Randy, but that's a win for the Seahawks.
I'm giving it to the Seahawks too. Yeah.
You guys don't quite understand this new head coach, do you?
In their house.
You have some wins coming here in a minute. So
You
hang in
don't
there,
know about this new head coach, do you? Former
No, I don't. Really
Navy
don't.
guy. He did some time on submarines.
Do
Okay.
you think that's going to help this situation?
All I'm going to say is Pete Carroll will not be in his right frame of mind. And Cardinals win 5-0.
I'm just going to leave that there. All right. So Baltimore Ravens come to town October 29th. Lamar Jackson just got paid. They're going to ball out, and it's going to be nothing left but the crying for the Cardinals, Keon.
Yeah, if Lamar's there, I'm taking the Ravens.
Randy?
Well, in a shocking move by the Cardinals, my guy comes back. Kyler Murray comes back from off the IR. He's ready to go. And he comes into the game, and Lamar Jackson is high-fiving him off the field after a great performance by Kyler Murray, who throws 9 touchdowns and no interceptions. The Cardinals win big here against the Baltimore Ravens.
I do not think Kyler Murray will be back for the Ravens.
Well, I'm
I
just
don't.
saying.
I think he's going to drag his heels.
Look, man, this is my
That's my
speculation
prediction on that.
Okay. All right.
November 5th, the Cardinals are at the Cleveland massage therapist Rapers, and I'm sorry, the Cleveland Browns. And see, now we're getting into areas where I feel now maybe the Cardinals have a little more of a chance. That's one I'm going to mark as a maybe, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Deshaun Watson is going to pop back to life, Keon? I kind of want to give this to the Cardinals.
I am going to actually. I'll believe Deshaun Watson is good at quarterback in the NFL again when I see him actually do it. It's been a while, and we were told, he's going to knock some rust off, get back into it. We haven't really seen him be close to the Deshaun Watson that was there before, to the point where the Browns were kind of better when Jacoby Brissett was playing last year. So I'm actually going to go Cardinals here.
I'm with you. We're giving you a win, Randy. You got
All
a
right.
win versus the Browns.
It's good that you guys selected a win there because the Cardinals win big. Deshaun Watson wears a towel over his groin, and that's throwback and it's bad memories. He doesn't have the right focus, so he continually throws interceptions. Isaiah Simmons has 4 himself, setting a new league record, and the Cardinals win by 14.
All right, I'm going to give the win to the Cardinals over the Atlanta Falcons on November 12th at home. Keon?
Agreed. I think that the Falcons have a lot of issues to address on the defensive side of the ball. They love to run it too. So if you can stop the run, you really just stop the Falcons.
I'm going to give the win. Oh, wait a second. Hold on here. Does Houston have a quarterback?
Yeah, they drafted CJ Stroud. So you like him.
It's a rookie, though.
He is a rookie.
Ooh, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's winnable. See, then I have to predict if CJ Stroud is going to be enough for the Texans. Do they get enough of the pieces to put around him to make this a sure deal that they beat the Cardinals, or is there room for wiggle?
I think there's room for wiggle because I think that they still need to add more. I think they need to do more on that offensive line. I think they need to do more in terms of getting him weapons. And yeah, the NFL game is just faster than being in college. It's going to take a little time to adjust. I think that this is a game the Cardinals are going to win.
Gonna give the Cardinals. You were already picking the Cardinals. I'm picking the Cardinals.
Yeah,
I was, but breaking news: CJ Stroud is glowing, and that's because he went swimming in that toxic river that the train fell in. Threw all that toxic stuff in there from Ohio. He went swimming in there.
Actually, shut that place down.
The day right after the train wreck, he didn't realize that was going on. So Cardinals win.
All right, so the November 26th game is at home against the Rams. Rams beat you twice. That's what I've got to say about it.
Agreed.
No, I'm sorry. Kyler Murray throws for 412 yards. Cardinals win by 15 points.
Okay. December 3rd, I'm going to give you a win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Are you brave enough to give them a win against the Pittsburgh Steelers there, Keon?
I'm not. Mike Tomlin wins so many damn games, and he usually does it against teams he's supposed to beat. And I think that this Steelers team is supposed to beat the Cardinals, and they will.
December 10th, you have a bye week. I'm going to put that as a maybe. But after that,
no, we win that week. We win that one, and we win the damn Steelers.
At home against the 49ers on December 17th. That's a loss.
That's it. We're going to win that one easy.
You are at the Chicago Bears. That is a loss. You are at the Philadelphia Eagles on New Year's Eve. That is a loss.
New Year's Eve, we're all revved up, and we win that one easy.
You are at home against Seattle January 7th. That is a loss. And the last game of the season because you will not be in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well,
I think Seattle might be a playoff team and might have enough wrapped up that they may not play their starters that game. I'm going to go Cardinals in week 18.
Well, I'm not going to assume anything, so I'm going to stick with what I put down.
Cardinals win that game. Final game of the season, 11-10.
Randy, I gave you 4 wins.
It's
Keon
a tight
gave
one.
you 3.
Yeah, what up? I gave me 17.
Perfect. Woo! Says, hi, guys. TGIF. Randy, love your predictions. You rock.
Thank you.
The Tom says, Randy, you're the man, but this inner Sam Kinison you're projecting is scaring me. That's just Randy. He's been that way before, during, and after Sam Kinison.
Here's a beer for you.
The Wiz says, taking some time away from sports after that game last night, Ishbia has sealed our fate with an awful trade. The Cards, well, they ain't got no chance.
Had nothing to do with the trade, but thank you.
So, Wiz, you're just going to go away for a while and you'll end up on the text line later on. All right, I'm back watching sports again. Had enough of that Murder, She Wrote marathon at my house.
No, it's
can't
murder.
take it anymore.
She wrote.
Man, I felt that way before. I felt that way after watching Danny Ainge not put his hands up and seeing the season end against the Bulls back in 93, 94, whatever it was. I know the feeling, Wiz. We hope you come back sooner. Heavy Metal Maniac says, yeah, Randy will say all the wins for the Cardinals, guaranteed. And he was right. 888-368-1580. Number one Rattlers fan says, I haven't done any research on this topic, but food for thought. Colt McCoy may retire and Murray will be out for at least the first, 6 weeks there, Okay.
Which is what I said. In a surprise comeback in week 6, he comes back.
Blau. It's going to be Blau.
It hurts when you say that.
Yeah, but you're going to get a great pick, man. Randy's Chuckle says, why does it feel like the Cardinals and the Coyotes are tanking every year? Some years, it's not on purpose.
That's a great way of saying it.
Randy White says, wow, wasn't even close. Randy White dominated this edition of the Arizona Cardinals schedule release show. Jeffrey was a close second, and Cardinal hater Keon Rose is distant third. Why does Keon hate the Cardinals so much?
Keon, I understand. He's a NFC East guy. We have old bad blood between us.
Really?
The Cardinals used to be NFC East.
He's going to tell you the old Washington team's like, we don't even remember the Cardinals.
That's not true. That's what they say, but they remember. I think they remember.
I remember.
They remember the ass kicking they used to give us on a regular basis in the NFC East.
I was a kid, but I had the blanket where they had the thing divided by divisions, and the Cardinals were in the NFC East division. I always thought that was very weird.
And every time he saw the Cardinal insignia, he wet the bed. See?
Well, to be fair, he grew up incontinent. I mean, that's nothing to do with
hold on. Wait, what? That was nothing of the sort. That did not happen.
It's really not something we should talk about on air, Randy.
That's true.
He said he would deny it no matter what we said.
I'm sorry.
So
I
there's
brought
no
it
point.
up.
And yet here I am denying.
I am sorry.
Damn it.
All right, let's take a break. You know what? We probably shouldn't have done that at all. We should have probably done that at all.
What are you talking about?
And listen, I've got nothing to crow about, man. The Colts and the Cardinals, along with the Texans and Falcons, are 4 teams that are not scheduled for any primetime games. So we are going to be safely tucked away where nobody's paying attention to us while we work on the next draft.
Right now, but they can flex you in. They can flex you in.
They're not
I think the Colts are going to have a good season.
I think. No. Don't speak that bad mojo on me, Ricky Bobby.
They don't have to win games, but if Anthony Richardson looks exciting at all, You might just be in there for that.
Randy's chuckle. If you're right, then I was right about the tanking. He says, FYI, Clayton the Music Man Tune will be the Cardinals starting quarterback this year. Yeah, if it's that guy, they're not even tried to hide the fact they're trying for what's his name, Williams.
You know, I appreciate the text, but listen, it is the way I called it. I have inside sources.
Who are these inside sources?
I'm not telling you.
I don't believe you.
We're late for a break.
I could just sit here the entire time till you tell me your sources.
Oh, I know. I know you can, but I won't.
You're a good honorable man, so I guess I won't push you to that level. Even though I don't think you have sources.
I do.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NFL releasing team schedules on Thursday night, and it'll begin on September 7th with the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions, going up against the Detroit Lions. The Lions started 2022 1-6, but ended up 9-8, narrowly missing out on the playoffs. The early betting numbers for that opener: Kansas City favored by 6.5 points, -115 against the spread. The Lions -105, getting 6.5 points. On the money line, Detroit +240, Kansas City -295. Over under is at 53.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait. Unlimited first year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants to polos and khakis to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like. You convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted.
Let's go. Practice time.
Summer means mini camps, OTAs, then it's on to preseason. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news when you need to know about the NFL offseason. Remember, if it's the NFL, we talk about it. Your home for NFL news, games, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and we're going to talk some more football here. But before we do, I want to give you your man of the day. This man is a visionary man in Minnesota by the name of Kai Michelson has invented a motorcycle that runs on beer, Randy. Literally runs on beer instead of gas or electricity.
What?
Yeah, the bike has a 14-gallon keg built into the engine. It's got a heating coil inside, and when Kai pours beer into it, the liquid heats up to 300 degrees, and when it goes out the nozzles in the back, the beer turns into a superheated steam. It provides enough thrust to move the bike forward. And it doesn't just roll a little bit, man. Kai thinks this bike could get up to speeds 150 miles an hour on beer.
What?
Yeah, well, but here's the thing. Beer is not cheaper than gas, at least at the moment. So as much as it works, maybe it's not, the greatest source of power. But listen, I mean, I can't think of a better use for Coors Light or say Bud Light or anything light. Any light beer will do. And he does, by the way. Kai does use Coors Light in that engine.
That's kind of cool. That's more than kind of cool. That's very cool.
It's just beer is more expensive than gas, I guess. Why are you upset, Randy?
Next question.
Just because you drink Coors Light doesn't mean it's a dig on Coors Light.
Next question.
You were all happy till you knew it was Coors Light.
Next question.
You can still drink it.
Could very well have given it the Corona that we sent Keon home with the other day.
Next question.
I mean, that's. I don't know why you're upset, but Kai is the man of the day. He's the man of the day for his ingenuity in the world of beer. How about this, Randy? What if it was just expired beer? Would that make you feel better? Because expired beer would do the same thing.
Is there such a thing as expired beer?
Yeah, there's some amateurs out there. You know what I mean? There's got to be some spoilage out there. So, anyways, you know why Kai Michelson from Minnesota was able to invent this? Because it gets so damn cold up there, ain't nothing to do. Nothing to do but sit around and think of stuff.
You could drink beer.
Well, not Coors Light. Let's be reasonable. 888-368-1580. A number one Rattlers fan says, let's say that you really are fanned.
I'm Thanos? So you mean Thanos? Do I get to be Thanos this time?
It says fanned. Let's say you are really fanned. Does that mean you thin? Okay, he meant to say thin.
Oh,
let's say you're really thin. Does that mean you drink regular Coors Banquet or do you still drink Coors Light?
He's not talking to me. Go ahead, you guys. You can
answer.
It's
a stupid voice text. Well, Rattler fan, I just figured you just drink what you like. I mean, I don't think anybody's drinking light beer because they really think it makes a difference in their waistline. Do they? I mean,
I sure hope not. I mean, I know that's how they advertise it, but I don't think it's something that anybody really thinks about.
They can't be drinking it for taste. I don't know.
It's just a justification for when
Randy,
you feel bad about drinking it.
Since you drink Coors Light, I'm going to ask you, why do you drink Coors Light?
Because I've been drinking it since my high school baseball days.
So since Randy was 8 years old, he was drinking it. So
18.
Have you tried grown-up beer yet?
Oh yeah, I enjoy a number of beers. I like a Kilt Lifter. I like a Guinness. I like Hermann Schnager. What's that green bottle? What is that?
Hermann
German? What is that one? Heimes Muger.
Heineken.
I like that one. Yeah.
I want some of this Hermann Schnager.
I go out. I've had some moose snot before.
Moose snot.
Yeah, you go to
is that real beer?
Yeah. Keon, back me up here. Moose snot.
Yeah, I'm not going to Texas.
Yeah, I've had some different craft beers. Yeah.
No, they're craft beers. They're not crap beers.
That's what I said. Craft.
No, it sounded like you said crap beers.
No, I didn't say crap beers. I wouldn't drink any crap beers.
Personally, that's kind of my sentiment on the craft beers. But oh, all right. I'm just wondering if it was
it's like music with me, Jeffrey. I think you know me. A plethora.
Sure. You and I enjoy some of the same music, and I hate some of the music you like. And that's going to be the same with beers.
And that's okay.
Dr. Roadmap wonder if Dr. Roadmap is related to Dr. Pimple Popper.
Hmm.
Dr. Roadmap says, pour Randy a Phillips screwdriver, vodka, OJ, and milk of magnesia.
Well, minus the milk of magnesia.
I don't know if I've ever had that. Hefty Lefty says, Randy knows the script writers for the NFL teams. Jaguars showed their writer in the schedule release right there. Heavy Metal Maniac says, Randy, have you tried a barrel-aged kilt lifter? It's a real thing.
I don't know if I have or not. I don't think so. I'll be looking for that. Where do you get that? What is your locale, and where do you get that? What is your favorite place to get that?
Fish Tank says, I'm with Randy. I'll drink most anything, but if I'm going to have a 15 beer kind of night, it's Coors Light for me.
Well, I mean, why not? Why not? It's the banquet of beers.
I think there's a lot of people who hate their mouths. That's all.
Mm.
Prison Wallet says, Randy, my good man, would you mind pouring me a nice drink for this glorious Friday afternoon?
What kind of drink would you like?
He asked for a drink that you're not allowed to ask for. So now just give him some whiskey. It's not even me anymore, Prison Wallet. Radio Ron laid down the law on that.
Yeah, Radio Ron came in one day and he heard the song that you're talking about, and he said, "No,
yeah, no more Pina Colada song." You know, when anybody says Pina Colada,
that's a no.
Those days are over, Prison Wallet. They're over.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking. Prison Wallet just sent the saddest face emoji
Yeah,
I've ever seen, with giant puppy eyes.
I don't have a blender, or I would make you a pina colada.
Well, give him an Irish car bomb. That's the closest we've got to a pina colada. You pour the beer, and then you take that whiskey he poured and plop it right in there. Prison Wallet gets an Irish car bomb. All right. So I got to have a meeting with Radio Ron because I'm not sure how this whole thing is going to work. So the NFL has ditched the week 1 Monday Night Football doubleheader, which I'm kind of happy about.
Thank God.
But they're talking about having 2 Monday Night Football games on at the same time. In fact, Monday Night Football has 3 simultaneous doubleheaders this year. So since we air all the games,
how are they
just
going to do
running
that?
the audio of both games at the same time?
How are they going to do that?
I mean, it'd be a little confusing, but if you tried to listen, you probably could hear the game you cared about more, you know, if we aired the audio at the same time.
Well, we've got 3 stations, 2 of them here in Phoenix, and we have 1 in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
So you bring up one game on it doesn't matter which
we
station.
can't hear the one in
here
Palm
in the Fanatic.
Springs.
Yeah, 1 on the Fanatic. You have 1 on either Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 or 102.7 over in Palm Springs.
I don't think that's going to work out for the people here, Randy. I'm kind of worried about the people here.
Well, they could log on and get the Fanatic 102.7, the Fanatic app over in Palm Springs, and then they could hear the game.
Yeah, but you might accidentally hear some horrible local shows. You don't need that in your life. I think we're better just to figure out how to handle things here, Randy.
Well, it's obvious to me what we're going to have to do.
What's that? Just air them at the same time.
Buy another radio station.
Oh God.
Maybe that one at 6:20.
I can't go through that again.
6:20 a.m. I think if we buy that one, we'll be good.
I mean,
Radio Ron, go ahead.
Low rent, I guess, but whatever.
Well,
So yeah, that's something we've got to figure out. Now, do we get to choose which game? Is it going to be a thing where that choice is made for us? And hopefully, we'll get the better of the 2. That's weird. I mean, is it going to be on 2 different stations and then you know what I'm saying?
So does that mean they're done with the Manning brothers?
Oh,
the ESPN?
Probably not. I'll double check that.
If
for
there's
you,
2
though.
games going simultaneously,
it's only 3 times that happens. So
but if you have,
and they're not on every week.
That's what I'm saying. Are they done with the Manning brothers?
Well, maybe they just don't do it that week. I don't know. This is cause for great consternation, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Number 1 Rattler fan says, we need to do some drinking soon. Well, I don't know why you haven't started now. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I found that the craft beer at Quick Stop at 18655 North 7th Street, just north of Union Hills. You found what? Oh, he found the barrel-aged kilt lifter. Oh, I see.
Is it in the cooler?
There. Why wouldn't it be in the cooler?
I think. Do they have a draft thing?
Well, no, it's not gonna be on draft.
You know, there are some of these gas stations. They have like a draft, and you can buy a cup.
What?
It's called a growler, and you can fill it up at some of these gas
at a gas station.
Oh yeah.
That don't sound right at all.
And they have
like
crap beer.
Like a really good way to get arrested.
Fill it up there with the growler, like 42 ounces or something.
If I were a cop, I would just sit somewhere near the, they have those drive up liquor windows. Yeah, you just keep pulling people over as they pull out of there. You're going to make your quota in an afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an easy way. Heavy Metal Maniac says they do sell crowlers and growlers, beers to go, Randy, and they don't have that one, but there is, some of that stuff in the cooler.
Huh. All right.
Are we okay with the Thanksgiving lineup? Have you guys seen that? It's Packers, Lions, Commanders, Cowboys, 49ers, Seahawks.
I love
it. Sounds pretty good.
That's a rivalry day.
Great day of football.
And not all those games get to be rivalry games every year. And that time, I mean, all three of those games are going to be rivalry games. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
I think the Bears could have been in that mix somewhere, though. You know what I mean?
Lions Bears would have made more sense.
Yeah. And it would have been a better game because Packers, they're going to suck. Not that the Lions are always spectacular.
Not that they're always spectacular, but this is like the one time the Lions are actually good.
All right. So we're happy with the Thanksgiving. I'm not happy with this. I don't think Jordan Love and the Packers are going to do very well, but somebody out there does because they scheduled them for 6 prime times or standalone games.
That has to be a bunch of flexible games. Like they're just betting on Jordan Love maybe being good, cashing in on some Jordan Love mania. Based
on what?
Based on Aaron Rodgers, which is not a logical thing to do. Like, the Packers have done this before. That's the narrative that's out there. Then Rodgers came in and took over, and so everyone's going, well, the Packers found their next quarterback, and the organization is acting like they have, and I think that the media is giving them the benefit of the doubt because they're the Packers.
The Packers are going to be a little bit quiet for more than a few years. So we're going to quietly kind of forget about them for a minute because I'm sorry, Jordan Love does not have what it takes. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got On This Date in Big Georgia sports history and more of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. or online, lundmortgage.com.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants to polos and khakis to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like. You convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
If you could work directly with a car importer and save 50%, would you make an appointment to do so? If you could work directly with a clothing manufacturer and save 50%, would you make an appointment? If you could go to a restaurant, get Mastro's quality and service, have the owners personally involved in your order, and pay half the menu price, wouldn't you do that? Hi, Diamond Dave Cantor. I'm the importer, designer, manufacturer, and a fourth generation GIA educated diamond guy. Why in the world would you choose to go retail where you pay an incredibly high markup, the owner isn't involved, you don't get a cell number for updates, and get less than stellar service? With us, you get personalized world-class service, direct contact throughout the process, top quality, and the lowest prices you'll find anywhere. And all you need to do is make an appointment. I'd say it's well worth it.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450. That's 480-397-2450. Or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave, KANTOR.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. You realize we've been 5 years into sports betting legalization?
5 years.
It's been 5 years, not here in Arizona, but just since the Supreme Court said, all right, everybody, do what you want. You do what you got to do. And 5 years, and the difference it has made. And I one of the things I was surprised about, took a look at the numbers of sports betting, since legalization was granted.
Yeah.
And, some things are astounding as far as the numbers go. Some things are underwhelming. And let me give you some of the numbers on the sports betting here. I found this story about it. I guess there's 57% of the U.S. population now has access to legal sports books right now. Before what happened 5 years ago, 1%. So it's a huge amount of people. And of course, the three most populated states, California, Texas, and Florida, they don't even have betting markets yet. So, imagine what happens when they finally get it. And I guess before back, 2018, the Nevada sports, bets, that was like they're getting $5 billion a year. Now it's $220 billion.
Wow,
that is the amount wagered with U.S. sports books since 2018. And then they say the amount of state and local taxes generated by sports betting since 2018, $3 billion. Doesn't seem a little small.
That does seem a bit small. Yeah.
Yeah.
They always promise, hey, let's do all this gambling, betting, and there's going to be taxes, and there's going to be fees, there's going to be this. The state's going to make a great amount of money. I don't feel like they've made a great amount of money.
And
I mean,
and certainly,
$3 billion over 35 states.
Yeah, which would sound like a lot if you didn't just say the other number of how much
220 billion wagers.
Yeah, if you didn't say that, $3 billion feels like, oh yeah, $3 billion. When $220 billion, I guess, is available to be taxed, that seems on the low end.
Seem a little bit bitty taxes. So some other numbers. There's been 39.2 million American adults who have placed sports bets in the last 12 months, and $21.4 million spent by sportsbook brands on TV commercials and radio commercials and stuff like that. Let's see, 314 million is how much was spent just on national TV ads in 2022. And let's see, 0 NFL players before 2018 were suspended for violating the league's gambling policy. And, since the Supreme Court ruling there, it's been 7 players. And we've heard about them all that have gotten in trouble for that.
Yeah.
That's just because it's easier and it's more present. I don't think that shows a problem with the system. It just means it's been more accessible.
How many MLS guys have been hammered because of the sports?
I know the one, but I already forgot the story.
Yeah.
It's soccer.
Yeah. But I will say that even with the guys who've gotten in trouble, a couple of the guys got in trouble not because they were betting on their own sport, just because they were betting at an NFL facility. So even though they were betting on something else, they're not allowed to do it there. And that's why they got in trouble. So it's still even less guys when you talk about the guys that are actually betting on the games within their own sport.
Number one Rattler fan says, I'm just curious what you guys have bet the most amount of money on in a single sporting event. He says for him, it was $500 back in 96 when the Jets, well, it didn't matter. He didn't win, he says. So, I don't know. I haven't done giant bets. What I've done is big steak dinners. I think I've bet more about steak dinners than I have money.
Yeah. I don't know
if anybody wants to mention their.
I don't have the cojones to bet $500 on anything.
Never done that. No.
Yeah, I think man, I can't even remember who played. It was the national title game, college football, and I bet like $15, and even that felt like a lot.
Yeah.
I think I've bet 50. I think I bet 50 on something and I lost. So,
really? $50. Okay.
Yeah, I felt like, oh yeah, this is gonna be it. And then nope.
And the thing is, when you make whatever size bet feels really big for you, when you make it and you lose, you almost never feel like betting that much money ever again. At least
it's
I
a
don't.
learning experience.
Yeah, it's like, all right, cool.
Supposed to be.
We do dollar bets from now on. That's what I learned.
Swave Days says, happy Friday, gents! Exclamation, please. Were you trying to voice text exclamation point? You have to say point too, or it doesn't work. He says, please pour me and the wife a tall shot. I'll take hers because she ain't really feeling good. But then why don't you just ask for 2 shots, Swave Dave? Don't ask under the guise of getting a freebie for your wife and then going, I'll take that.
Yeah.
She ain't feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
We're happy to get you liquored up here. You just tell us what you want. We'll take care of you. Heavy Metal Maniacs says, here's what he says about he said they sell Crowlers and Growler beers to go. They don't have that one on there, but it is in the cooler. I think I read that already.
Yeah.
Where was
Thank you.
Barrel aged Kilt Lifter beer.
That'll be interesting. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. I'm ready. Should we do this? Let's take care of this.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1948 on WBZ TV, the first Boston Red Sox game ever televised from Fenway became must-see TV when Boston scored 3 times in the bottom of the 10th inning for a 6-5 walk-off victory. Bobby Doerr, a 3-run home run, dramatically ended the contest after the Chicago White Sox tallied 2 runs at the top of the frame to break the 3-3 deadlock. Back to me, Jeffrey.
How about that?
I read that one because it was the shortest one he gave me. George is on this day in history. He gives me choices.
Sometimes he's a bit verbose, isn't he? Yeah.
Whole lot of talking going on there. Yeah. 1948. Can you imagine that? It hasn't even been 100 years since the first TV broadcast.
Hasn't been 100 years since Wrigley Field had lights. That was 1988, I believe. First time Wrigley Field had lights. I watched the first night game at Wrigley. It was, I believe.
What? How did they get that far in without lights?
1988. First night game at Wrigley Field.
Why did they wait till 1988 to put in lights?
I don't know. Everything before that was a matinee game. They could not play in the nighttime. And I think back in the 40s, they had lights to put in Wrigley Field, but I believe a little thing called World War II broke out, and those lights never made it. They didn't get installed.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense.
But still, the World War II ends in 45, and then there's 45 to 88 to get lights in there.
Yeah, but 1988 was August of 1988, right, Keon?
Yeah,
right.
August 8th, 1988.
There you go.
91-year-old Harry Grossman, a Cubs fan since 1905, flipped the switch for the first home night game in team history.
You go. 88.
So now George is surprised at me. He sends me, I swear to God, I'm looking at the email now, 10 different on this date. And
he does. Yeah. Oh no, I can attest to that. Yeah. Oh
and
my God.
I just had to pick as quick as I can because sometimes I can't read every single one. But he's like, now he says, I'm surprised you didn't read the one about Ernie Banks in 1970 that also involved my mother. Well, I didn't know that. And then in that one, you have to read quite a bit before you see the part about your mom who ditched school to watch a game.
Ernie Banks and your mom? Tell me
that's
more,
so-
Big George.
Oh boy. But if that's the one you preferred, you maybe should have led with that one, or something. I don't know.
She was sitting in the stands
Uh-huh.
when Ernie Banks hit a home run, and the
Uh-huh.
ball landed right next to where she was, and she
Uh-huh.
actually got her picture in the Tribune the next day.
Oh.
Of course, her parents spotted her in the picture and like,
Yeah. Mhm.
hey, wait a minute. Did she get spanked for cheating school there?
Oh, did she get spanked?
Oh, Randy, no. That's
What?
not.
Sorry,
I
what?
don't mean like that.
Oh,
definitely.
Never mind. All
Where
right.
she disciplined. No, that's probably not good.
Mm.
What? She was only 14, Randy,
You're
says Big George.
You're a bad girl.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
Wait,
me
what?
feel
I'm
uncomfortable.
sorry.
I feel
Very
very
uncomfortable. She was 14, Randy. Rattler fan says, if you Google this story, you'll find there is a lot of merit. Okay. When Michael Jordan went to play baseball, it was actually a ruse. The NBA gave him the option of saying it was baseball, but in reality, Stern, the commissioner, was suspending him for 2 years for associating himself with known gamblers and indebted we're not talking about Michael Jordan right now. And we
Yeah.
all kind of knew that rumor, but that was debunked. That was debunked.
Well, a lot of talk about that, yeah. And then mysteriously, his dad I believe his dad was murdered. Wasn't he?
Yeah, but they caught the guys as some hooligans.
Yeah, but hooligans, and yet, makes you
Man,
kind
you're
of
gonna
wonder.
do this to me like the end of the show when I feel like this right now.
Kind of wonder.
I don't have the strength, man.
I mean, I get
CK says, Randy, pour me a cold one. And here's the Lakers. Burning in hell. We should have that.
Lakers! Burn in hell, Lakers! Shut the hell up, Ralph!
And go Warriors tonight.
Yeah.
Big George says, my mom, Randy, my mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry I didn't see that, but yeah, if you wanted that one specifically, that should have been the only one in the email.
Yeah.
I had been happy to read that one now that I know that.
Sure.
Sorry. Sometimes, man, sometimes. Rattlers fan says, I know this wasn't a segment about Michael Jordan. It was a segment about gambling. Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Was it though?
It was for a minute.
We talked about that at the beginning. Yeah. We just get so
We
sidetracked so
started with
easily.
that, right?
Yeah, I kind
Yeah.
of started with it.
Right.
All right, my bad, Rattlers fan. My bad. That's fine. All right, so you guys want to talk about we don't have a whole lot of time for anything serious. So I'm going to ask Randy. You
All
see that video with the gal, the high school girl in the softball, the catcher. He used to be a catcher, and this catcher, she started doing this thing where the ball would come in, she'd catch it, and then she would turn and pretend like she's throwing towards third and being the girl batter in the face with the ball. Like her throw got out of control. And she did it like a handful of times. Every time the batter, it looks like they're stepping outside the batter's box, and then all of a sudden she's like, boom, right in the head. And they're like, what was that? And she says, oh, I was just trying to throw that to third. And one of those times when the batter's just like crawling, she fell down. She's like crawling towards the dugout going, oh no.
I haven't seen the video, but I will tell you that as batters, we were taught to step out and step back to get kind of in the way of the catcher, making a throw toward third.
Well, that doesn't get in their way though. She's in the box. She's in the batter box.
Kind of does.
If you step out of it,
yeah, step back
Trying
and
to-
step, and then to your right just a little. One step back out of the box, and then one step right. You're right in the path of the baseline. Yeah. And as catchers, we were trained, throw it through whoever's in your way. Throw it through them.
Yeah, but if you watch the video, she's not aiming down the third baseline. She's cocking off to the left a little bit and pow, hitting somebody who's not even down the third baseline.
Well, yeah. I don't know what she's trying to do. I haven't seen the video, but good for her. I always back the catchers.
Backing catchers, backing umpires.
Always got to back the catchers and the blue family.
Rattler fan says we're touchy. He says pull up your panties and put your makeup on.
Oh my God!
We admitted we got. Oh, yeah, good. Have a good weekend.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the domestic litigation firm Cordell and Cordell.